And with me, I have Mr. Infinity Whoop himself. Heads is with us, and my good buddy from IO 2017, Bot Grinder, is with us.
How you doing, guys?
So many memories that we're going to get into it, but welcome to the 2024 weBLEED NorthEast WUP Championships. You guys excited?
Oh, yeah.
Very excited.
This has been pretty sick all day. I've been coming down here checking out the races, and people are just getting it, man. This is a lot different from WUP racing in 2015, you know what I mean?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, this is WUP racing. Like, what's
This
the
is
difference
wild.
between, like, a racing WUP, like we're using the brushless, but what's that difference between that and Infinity WUP?
I don't know what an Infinity Whoop is.
That's what they said. You're Mr. Infinity WUP. That's your thing.
Heads McFly Whoop is probably what they meant to write. Infinity Loop. It's
Oh,
close enough, though.
Infinity Loop.
Yeah, that's okay. It's not your fault.
It's all right. You didn't know who I was either, so.
That's true.
I did all my research. I know who both of these people are. I have relationships with both of them. So.
But a big difference
Let's
between
start
like,
there.
But a big difference between like a freestyle whoop and a racing whoop is mainly going to be weight. First off, and second would be probably the platform. I mean, all of these are going to be 65, whereas with freestyle you'll see 65, 75 normally, and a lot lower KV usually on freestyle than these guys are running.
We're going to fix this up in post. It's going to be so awesome. Mr. Infinity Loop is here. I did Google that. It came up on the Insta. Obviously, the freestyle world is upon us with racing, but IO 2017, right?
Yeah.
And Mr. Racer was in, what was the, it was like the battle race or something. You're on the Rotor Riot team as a guest.
Race. It was with Teal Drones.
The Teal Drones battle track at IO, right?
Yeah, that was fun. I think it was like teams of 3, and you could take out the other drones, and you try to do your laps, and whoever did like whatever amount of laps won. But
Right.
you got attackers that there was weight at a part of the track, and as you came around, they take off and go ram into you. Pretty fun, pretty exciting race.
And some no-name guy that obviously stands out in the crowd, Bot Grinder, shows up just as a participant, like to do freestyle. And Rotor Riot, they were the presenting sponsor of International Open. That it was the first year, 2017.
Yeah,
and they needed someone that could fly in the racing, and everyone else was like already left the race. They gave
the
up.
final day, yeah,
right?
yep.
Because drones had been hammered, tears had been like flown,
For sure,
mostly
yeah.
by Capper.
Well, it
I mean,
makes-
he was the only guy crying on the whole property. Even the guy whose quad got hit didn't even cry,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Capper cried. So tears had, and there's no one left, and then all of a sudden, Rotor Riot grabs this random guy.
I was like the guy in the crowd singing along with the band, and they pulled me up on stage, and they're like, now is your time to shine.
And he was the star of the battle race. And then
The
instantly,
bell of the ball.
the newest pilot added to Team Rotor Riot. And Rotor Riot had just been a thing. It was like 2 years old. And
Yeah,
all of a sudden,
still
Bot
very
Grinder, due to the Teal battle race
All thanks to Teal, yeah.
at IO.
Look at that.
Bot Grinder, we know him from his YouTube channels, all those crazy live streams. I'm a big fan. The blue screen or the green screen.
Game,
Oh,
the couch, the couch stream. Those are some good times.
So
Those are
many
fun
great
times for
memories
sure.
of those. But all of a sudden, the racer for Rotor Riot, and that was the start. 2017.
That was the beginning of it all, and now here we are.
Now here we
However
are.
Many years later.
So many, dude. 7. Are you kidding me right
Yeah,
now?
that's kind of wild. I've never done anything consistently for 7 years. This is the first thing I've done. 7
Let's
years
say
in a
that
row.
there was a female at that first IO. Let's just pretend that happened.
Okay.
And things had gone well, not only with just Rotor Riot, but now your kid would be in kindergarten. You know what I mean? That's how long ago
That's
that
insane.
was.
Yeah. No, that's wild
Out
to
of
think
diapers,
about.
walking to school. Man, we're excited to. Thank you, guys. By the way, we're at a race, guys.
Oh, where'd this come from?
So all day long, this is our 4th group. We started this morning. Yeah, this is. Oh, you're right. Why am we? Okay, hold on. Now we are. Well, if you knew, why didn't you do it, guys? I'm just joking. So this is our 4th group. We started at 9 o'clock this morning. We have just under 60 pilots competing. The 2024 weBLEED NorthEast WUP Championship. They're separated into 4 groups. Group A ran at 9. Group B ran at noon. Group C ran at 3. Now we're in our 4th and final group. And so everyone gets 1 practice, 7 qualifiers. And what is a little bit different between regular 5-inch racing or racing back in the battle racing days is we race back-to-back with whoops. It's a little easier to just, you're not replacing parts like at a regular race. When you hit something, it's a yard sale. So basically they run a pack, then they run another pack. And it's a great format. I know it's been inspired by Whooptopia, AK has been a big inspiration to the whoop racing industry for a number of years. But so now we do, every group does a practice, then a qualifier. We go through the other heats of the group. Then they come back for qualifier 2, qualifier 3. And I didn't want to mess it up, even though I'm hanging out with you guys for the rest of the group here. And already I messed it up. I had one job, was to hit the buttons. But this is our first qualifier in the air, first heat for this group. And your leader right now, Nightwing, who is he's a staple at all the whoop races. I think he's from Colorado. You can see just pounding laps. This is his first pack in qualifying. He's already worked his way up to 6th out of, I think there's over 45 pilots qualified right now. And this is just the warm-up.
Yeah, yeah. Another one I'm going to keep an eye on is Neon. This is going to be a big one for him. I don't know that he's been able to get to a race like of this size yet. And really, I've talked to a lot of the other racers earlier and just kind of asking them who they thought would take it home today. And a lot of them suggested Neon could be the one. So,
well, Neon has spent a lot of time racing the 5-inch, racing in the sim, and here he is. And he is definitely a lot of guys talking about Neon. My son, Just Jay, I don't know if you saw the third group, Group C. This is his first race. So he started just like you, Bach Grinder, at I.O., except I.O. 2023. 6 years after your debut. So, but he's just starting. Everyone needs to start somewhere. He went just to help me with computers, and then he got bored, met Heads Up FPV, the 3-time multi-GP champion. Heads Up gave him a quad, and then he met so many other different people building drones and spent the winter racing in the Sims. This is his first race, and right now he is in the sport division. There's 4 divisions out of qualifying: Elite, Pro, Sport, and Hobbyist. And so he's in that third group, qualifiers 33 to 48 right now. At his first race, super exciting. But
what kind of advice did you give him for his first race? Any?
Just get those 3 laps in. That is the biggest.
Consistency is key.
Yeah, get the 3 laps in and build on it. That's really been the story of the day for him. And, it was super exciting to have his mom and his sister watching at home.
Yeah.
Different experience for me. Number of years that I've been in drone racing since 2015. To actually have my wife watch a drone race, a little weird. I was getting text messages about the music on in the background.
Nice.
But to have her, following along in the background, I think you did it right, Goss. Awesome.
Nailed it.
All right, he's got it figured out. It's a whole different dynamic. But he's been in the sim and Velocidrone, so he was excited. Neon FPV was my son, Just Jay FPV's pick to see here at the event. Yes,
okay,
for sure.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching these later races that we're doing, the qualifiers tonight. It's just getting faster and faster the further we go into this.
Yeah, I noticed that they were ramping it up, and it's just going way faster.
Yeah. We're definitely going to see some really fire laps tonight.
Yeah.
And so this is pretty much the faster group, how they seeded them. I mean, obviously, you're looking, there's so many different variables. How much are people flying? Are they just building their first quad of the year and they're coming out to this thing? Are they committed? Yesterday's hero, maybe a 0 today, right? But
very true.
Jace, Borg Slayer, and Perry Slowpoke, the entire team looking at that field, and they tried to seed the 4 groups, so you had most of the more consistent, slower, less intense pilots in the earlier groups. This one, our D group tonight, a lot of your big names in this. I mean,
these are the fast guys here.
And they seeded a few. I mean, it's nice to have someone like AK. He's he's won how many Whooptopias? He hosts Whooptopia. He's won so many track design competitions.
He designed this track, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
He was in the previous group, so where you were in the groups, this isn't the A group. This isn't a precursor entirely to our elite, but you're seeing a lot of the elite pilots in this group here tonight. And the other thing you're gonna notice, as we grid up this next group, this is Heat 2 of 4 of the D group. This is their first pack, the first time that Freshbred, Flightning, Geodis, and Ugelin have flown this track IRL. Wow. Like you said, Heads, they're just gonna get faster.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've been getting pumped up all day just watching. It's been solid racing all day, but just watching it progressively get faster has been really cool to see. just watching some of the earlier races, me not being a racer, I'm looking at them like, this is about as fast as it's going to get today, right? It's like 16. And then you see like a 12 drop from AK, and it's like, I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, I think AK's 12.3 something is the fastest lap on the track so far.
Wow.
I think we may unseat it here tonight in this group. You know,
I saw Nightwing was just running back-to-back 14s, and it looked like Neon may have put down a 13.
on his first pack.
Yeah, so
Top qualifier right now is Pork Chop FPV. Is 39.7. So fastest 3 laps. Some of them are getting 7 laps, so your fastest 3 in sequence, and that averages out to about 13.2 seconds a lap, 13 and a quarter a lap.
wow.
So that's the consistency.
Yeah.
You got the 12s. If you can put down 3 12s, you're going to take the TQ, but it is pretty hard. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
especially in that last group, you watched the tail end. You got AK and Pino. They were in the same heat, which was a little tough. And, yeah, you get a 12, but then you got a 16, you got an 18.
Yeah.
Which, for many of us, we'd be happy with a 16 or an 18.
Oh,
but,
for sure. Yeah, I'd be blown away with a 16.
but not after a 12, obviously. You're
Oh,
a
right,
Pino.
right.
Oh, what do you do in that case? One of the drones just crashed behind the table.
We pretend that they're full size and we don't touch them. We're scared.
I'm not going to touch
Makes
that.
sense.
That's a grenade. Okay? You are in Ukraine right now. Don't touch it.
I like. Terrifying. I like how they're starting to be more grouped up too. You know what I mean? The earlier races they were spread apart, but like these two right here are right next to each other. When it started off, they're all kind of neck and neck.
Yeah, Geodis and Fresh Bread.
Yeah,
You
they
see
keep
that?
trading there.
Fresh Bread just ahead of Geodis. Sometimes it's easier to follow FPV.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Remember those days?
Definitely. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
standing on the hill, 2 a.m. at I/O, watching everybody race through the goggles. That was amazing.
And a lot of technology upgrades. I know, obviously, the freestyle world, DJI is kind of the thing.
Yeah, for the penetration, definitely.
In racing, though, HD0 is the name that leads the game for the digital signal.
Yeah.
So HD0, the carrier, like the technology, the downlink is based on the analog,
Right.
Yeah.
right? So it's that analog carrier, but it's just the transmitter receiver has that MIMO connection. So you do have a digital downlink, but you'll see when they get a little bit of a sketch connection, it kind of looks like analog.
Yeah, it breaks up. Like
And the whole
analog.
design is that you don't get the lag and the stutter with the DJI, which is trying to talk back and forth receiver and goggles and catch up and lose frames. When you're racing speeds, even here at the Tiny Whip Championship with chasing those 12s, you can't have a lag spike, right?
Oh no, you need every little nanosecond you can get with that video.
So I fly DJI every day. I'm a real estate photographer during the week, a drone racing commentator on the weekend,
Like that,
and
man.
would love to see DJI, a feed like that. And obviously HD0 has some of its kryptonite in these situations, but it's a great balance, giving you a better signal than what you're seeing of analog. You can tell the differences on the
A lot
screen.
more detail, you know what I mean? Yeah, when you watch an analog signal versus HD0 on here, it handles the lighting better and just so much more detailed, and you get the breakup like analog.
But that rocket drone, what was they set the speed record? It was on analog, right?
That was the one that chased the
I haven't seen that.
the
the
Formula
F1
One
car? Yeah.
Yeah, it was on analog, and they were recording. I thought they were recording onboard HD.
They recorded on board HD, but
Yeah.
the downlink on that was analog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Because
that's got to be an analog.
You
clock.
can't miss a frame.
No,
No,
definitely not.
Looks like they are on it. Moving on. So this will be our first qualifying round for this group. So 39-7, Pork Chop, top qualifier. 4 groups, elite, top 16. I like how, like with multi-GP, our entire global qualifying season into our championship, we have pro, we have sport. But we have a more refined fields here at the weBLEED NorthEast WUP Championship. And so we actually have 4 divisions. Pro and sport are your B and your C. We have the elite. And we've been talking a lot in 5-inch racing about a robot level, a robot league, because there's no touching them.
Yeah,
There's,
yeah.
some of these, and then you have this the valley, and then you drop into what would be the next group, the B group. Here, we call it the pro, 17 through 32. The cutoff here is we now start, we've almost got the entire field at least once through in qualifying. The bubble right now is a minute even. That's 3 20-second laps, easy math.
Damn.
to break the elite, to become an elite. And we're talking about Pino and AK. They have a 12.5, and then, oh no, an 18. It would still be elite, but
Still good, yeah.
going to have to be quick to win the championship.
You can't make any mistakes at all to get something like that. You just have to hit every gate consistent. Which it looks, if you watch this now, like Fresh Bread here, he's just hitting everything perfect. Plenty of room on each side, you know.
He's your leader.
He's very confident in hitting those gates.
He just goes on to lap 3. He's about 2.5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. And they're all racing the clock, even though we like to talk about for track position here on the first day, looking for those fastest 3 laps consecutive. Fresh Bread had a pair of 19s, but we lost him there for a second.
Fresh Bread 21.7.
A 21. Oh, no. 19, 19, 21. Not going to work.
No.
Oh, it moved him to the bubble, though. He's actually in 16th. That's how tight it is.
Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, my God.
Into 16th.
Oh, wow.
A separation of .05.
Wow.
Wow, that's going to be something.
Fresh Bread 20.6.
That's going to be some good racing there.
So no racing yet, Heads.
I've tried. I can't focus that long.
Really?
Yeah, it's just the repetitiveness of it gets me. I can fly track a couple times, but after a little bit, I get distracted. See something shiny, off I go.
Fresh Bread
So what's an infinity loop? Like, what is that renowned for?
Just a name for myself and OG Dr. Love. He's one of the racers out here today. You may have seen him on the stream earlier.
Oh, yeah. A lot of OG Dr. Love fans in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
His whole family
Yeah.
was watching.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Yeah, he's got a lot of support from our community as well. But yeah, that's basically, it's just him and I, you know, just kind of a name for the two of us. We live really close to each other. We film a ton together, fly a lot together.
Ugellan 31.1 Ugellan done. Dio GTS 15.1 Dio GTS done.
So Ugellan, his first qualifying round, 24th. That's right now mid of pro, the second division. But we're talking 4 seconds. Now 6 seconds. So 2 seconds a lap that he'll need to come up with to break the top 16. Fresh Bread. He was in 16th a second ago, but looks like Gio. Oh, no, we have a correction to make. They had a misread for DYO GTS. I can never say that one. Geodis?
Yes, you got it.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, that's good.
He'll correct me later. Oh. So they're making some adjustments, so that should put Fresh Bread in 16th on his first pack of qualifying. They're straightening things out. So what has been going on in the world of Bot Grinder?
Bot Grinder world, same as usual, flying drones. You know,
Still doing the green screen videos? Like, I don't see the notifications as much.
yeah, live streaming every single Friday.
Every single Friday?
I do a live stream every Friday, and then I drop a new video every Saturday. So 2 things
Dang.
a week, just nonstop. Yeah, pretty much. But it's what keeps me honest. You know what I mean? If I just drop the video whenever I want, who knows when I drop one? But if I
That's
do
true.
one a week, that's like my job. So I do one a week.
Yeah, work towards it.
Yeah.
Do you, like, write out your ideas?
Yeah, I have a whiteboard.
Whiteboard?
Filled with random scribbles of ideas. And a lot of the times I'll go to it.
Have
and
you
I'm
seen
like,
his whiteboard?
No, I haven't.
Could you imagine what Bot Grinder's whiteboard looks like?
I can't imagine, no.
It's ridiculous.
Just imagine. This
It's
is
not-
my race wipe. I don't even know. I can't even understand that. But it kind of makes sense. I could just imagine, like, that meme of the guy with the strings and the nails.
Oh, yeah,
like,
Charlie from It's Always Sunny.
I'll do that because I'll write one down and I'll think of a better idea. So I'll circle that for next time and draw an arrow, which means do this one this time. And I forget what everything means. And, I'm like, and then I'll read words that I have no idea what my handwriting is. Or
Yeah.
I'll be like, what is grand adventure? Like, what did I mean by grand
what did I
adventure?
mean
What
by
was
that?
What
Oh my
video
gosh.
idea was that? You know, it helps to write stuff down because I'll think of ideas that are good and write them down. You do them later, a year later, like the gelatin. I did a drone versus ballistic gel head, which was an idea I had for a long time. But ballistic gel is expensive. Then I saw it on sale for $100. So I
Oh.
was like, let's
Oh,
go.
damn.
Let's
Gotta do
ram
it.
Quads into ballistic gel. Yeah, it went really well too. TLDR, like, yeah, drones will really mess you up. They hit you in the face. That's what we found out.
I can
It
imagine.
was kind of my suspicion anyway, but it tore that thing up. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that really old Rotor Riot video with Final Glide Os, Steel, Guns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a good one.
yeah. It really wasn't the hype.
No?
No, I don't think it lived up to the hype. I think I'm gonna have to look up this ballistics video though. I think that lives up to the hype.
It was pretty
Like-
fun.
Yeah.
I did slow motion too, you know, so
Oh,
you get
of
to see it
course.
really get tore up. I would like to do like a trap shooting drone video. I think that'd be fun. I used to trap shoot as a kid. You know, I think I still got pretty good aim. I would like to go out there and have somebody like fly your freestyle quad up. Let me try to hit my trap gun.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
So where are the good bandos at that you're hitting? Are you still hitting the same areas?
No, they're all gone. Everything's gone. Everything got sold, and now they're getting converted into condos.
Dang.
Every abandoned building you've ever seen is a condo now.
They paved paradise, put in a
Put in park-
condo.
Yeah.
Dang.
Little parking lot with a condo. I fly a lot of whoops now and micros and stuff. You know what I mean? Like tiny whoops, I can go downtown Philadelphia and fly around. Nobody cares. It's a little tiny toy, so
Yeah.
you could die buildings with it as long as like wind doesn't carry it away. You're fine.
That happened in my first whoop.
Wind carried it away.
Yeah. Well, I was a total idiot. So my neighbor comes over. I'm like, hey, man, I got this new drone. It was a whoop, like total out of the box Inductrix, ready to fly, right?
Good old Inductrix.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, do you want to go for a ride? He's like, yeah, let's do it. So I put the goggles on him. I thought this was a great idea because I got great skills, right?
Right.
And so I
Best
launch
drone
that
ever.
thing and the wind carries it. And I'm like terrible line of sight. I wear glasses and I have a hard time seeing on a good day. And then I just remember going, do you see it? He's like, yeah. I'm like, where is it? He's like, high, really high.
It's up.
Yeah, those little ones, like they didn't have really enough power to come down. So if a good enough gust cut them, they would just take them up. In
Just
the air
keeps
for sure.
going.
Yeah.
Keeps going.
Those were the little brushed motors back in the day for sure.
Yeah, not like what we're racing now, brushless. So my kid, obviously IO 2023, his first event, and then he comes home, he wants to fly everything. So we're busting everything I got in the garage to fly. And yeah, so I had him on the old brushless, or the old brushed. And then he's coming here, and they're like, no, that's not enough. You can't fly that. And so now he's got something way too much power.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to touch it probably, but I mean, he's good. I mean, he's not last. I think he's
Benny
like
Mac 23.1.
ninth last for his first race.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And we got
yeah.
brackets. That's just part of the journey of racing, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I still have two. I built two whoops around probably 2016 for racing, and then never ended up using them. And they're still in my drawer, like period-specific motors and everything, like the gold brushed. As an alien whoop flight controller.
Yeah.
Remember alien whoop at all? Yeah. And just whatever plastic canopy came with it. But they're like pristine, museum-ready, tiny whoops that I'm not ever gonna fly. So I'm just gonna hang on to them.
Well, there is a museum you can fly them at.
54.4.
The AMA Museum,
Oh yeah.
IO 2024,
That's true.
coming
is
up
that?
in June.
In June. Nice.
Yeah.
I might have to do that. I
The
might have to take a
7th
trip back.
edition, we've learned.
Wait, it's the 7th year?
I think it's
Oh
the
my
7th
gosh,
year.
you're right. Holy
Yeah.
cow. How old am I? That's insane.
I know. We touched on this.
I put on
could
goggles
have a
one
kid in
day, and
kindergarten.
it's 8 years later. I don't know how that happened. FPV time screws with you. It's like black hole time, you know what I mean?
I know it.
Like 1 year in FPV is 5 years in reality.
And what's crazy is like come to these races and we know all like the big guns and now they're all retired. They can't keep up with the kids, the robots, you know?
Yep.
We're running an event coming up in April and Chris Thomas has gone back, the founder and CEO of MultiGP. He's gone back. He's bringing back every champion the MultiGP has for this invitational event.
Oh, it's awesome.
And I'm like, some of these guys haven't touched a quad in a while.
Yeah, I
a
wanna
lot of
see
them are
this.
doing other things,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
Fort Slayer
Red Bull and
152.4 Fort Slayer
cinema
Gun.
stuff. But
so are they gonna be
racing,
racing their Cinewhoops or?
oh no, they're full 5-inch. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be spec. They're gonna run spec quads.
Ben-
It's gonna
That'd be
it's
fun
gonna be
to watch.
pretty badass. And
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah,
That's a
you're
good
gonna
idea.
have some guys that are on TV with DRL that you're used to running the spec quads, but we kind of see this arc of coming out of the fields like bot grinder at an IO, getting onto a team, winning a championship, getting the nod onto DRL. I'm a superstar on TV. Then I'm like filming movies like Ambulance and stuff, and then no longer in racing. It's like then you got the new kids coming up. We're just
Yep.
seeing this
They
huge
start it
attrition.
over again.
So it's gonna be great. We're gonna go viral with some of these videos. When we bring back some dudes, a lot of them don't even have their hair anymore, if you can imagine, right?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But the first ever 2-time multi-GP champion, Night Fury,
Yeah.
that guy was he was holding up. That's a guy who wanted to retire and just can't. That guy,
He's just too good. Too
yeah,
good.
he's got some sort of ability.
I had seen the very first DRL video. It was like was a lady on it, like Kitty
Yeah.
Hawk or something, and Umagod was on it.
It was
I don't
like
know what Final Fight
Hell's
was,
something, Hell's Kitchen,
but
or
New York. Yeah, that was how much it's changed since then. It's a lot
Oh, yeah.
different. It was almost kind of like a here's what we think drone racing in the future looks like kind of thing. Now we have what it actually is in the future.
Well, I used to love seeing Ryan Gurry, guy with the glasses, in the earlier episodes of DRL. He'd be out there with a flag, waving a flag before a race, right?
Yeah.
He had an important role, but I don't know, unless you watched a lot of the back channel stuff, like he's actually a co-founder of DRL. Like
Okay.
Nick H, I can never say his name, I'd butcher it. He came from like Tough Mudder. Like he built a whole sport of like whatever the Tough Mudder like marathon thing is.
Yeah.
Turned that into something that became a household name. He met Nick Gurry, who was just a guy, glasses, an engineer in New York. They just kind of talked about drones, and Nick's like, well, I just did this thing for marathon racing. I want to do this with drones. And Ryan Gurry is like, let's do it. I can build drones. And they like launched DRL. That's the same time drone racing like just started to come onto the scene, like as the fruition.
Yeah.
So he actually came to a race of mine in Canada, and it was my first race that I ever hosted as a drone race, February of 2015. And so he showed up. He bought his pilot ticket. He was our top qualifier, and the schedule was released: practice, qualifying, mains. And so he only booked his trip to do practice and qualifying. He didn't want to run in the mains. Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
he had other things to do, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
And so he didn't win the event, but he was our top qualifier by like 10 seconds a lap.
Damn.
Yeah. He had his own frame company, but that all went by the wayside to grow DRL, and he still works behind the scenes, but a lot of people don't know. He was the fastest pilot in North America, like undisputed. First drone race with timing,
Wow.
Ryan Gurry. But his claim to fame until DRL took off, that he was the top qualifier. Not the champion, top qualifier.
Right.
Yeah. But the guy waving the flag, if you just tuned in, you're like, what's this guy waving a flag? He was flying before all the guy he's waving a flag at, where he didn't even know what a quad was.
That's the guy.
History, man, nostalgia.
Yeah.
Now we're in the present, and look at these guys. Benny Mac, Borg Slayer, Skittles, and Ethan FPV. Skittles is the only one who's kind of doesn't fit. Everyone else is a New England guy, a
Yeah.
Northeast guy. But Skittles comes in, International Game of Whoop. Are you familiar with that?
Absolutely. I competed in season 2.
How'd you do?
I dropped out about, I think I was 13th place, but I just stopped making videos. I got kind of tied up with life. It gets really, really challenging and very time consuming the further you get into it. So I made it pretty far, but I just kind of gave up.
20.2.
Not really my style. It's less freestyle, and it's more like
Ethan FPV
being able to execute a trick.
26.2.
And I just,
Benny Mac
again, it's like racing. I can't sit and do
27.3.
something repetitively over and over again. But Skittles also runs Race Gal as well, which is
Right.
kind of a similar form, similar
FPV
game style,
19.1.
but with racing. And that's going on currently.
And he loves the industry, like the
Oh,
community.
man. Yeah, he's
Like,
all about it.
There's a guy like Bot Grinder. We're like
Borg Slayer
full frame dudes, right?
48.6.
Like we 5
Benny
inches
Mac
life.
27.6.
You get a guy like Skittles,
Ethan
guy like
FPV
Heads. I mean, they can make you go to tears when they start talking about the whoop community, right?
Absolutely.
I think there's a lot. If you don't have to repair it every time you land,
Right.
I think
Benny-
I think
There's
that it
benefits.
adds to the passion.
Yeah. A lot
Also,
of
the
benefits to
fact that they just fly so much better now than they used to. When I started,
Yeah.
I started
Ethan
flying,
FPV
I'm sure after both of you did.
25.7.
And the improvements have been insane
Borg
just
Slayer
since I started.
35.8.
They just fly so much better.
Benny Mac 19.2.
You know who would have been an amazing racer?
FPV Skittles
Drew
18.8.
Camden.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, he too is like, I'm a freestyle guy, this sort of thing. So they came out to our 2017 champs That was in Reno, Nevada. You were there. We were playing blackjack after it, remember?
Oh, yeah. That
Yeah.
was fun. That's when I got sponsored by Immersion RC.
Right.
Because I lasted the longest drinking than anybody else. So he's like, you're going to be sponsored.
I admit, I lost. I was sitting at the table at that, and I lost.
It happens.
Box
Can't
round
win
one.
them all.
One time.
Can't
That was
win
a
them
good
all.
time.
Slayer 37.6
So,
Fort Slayer
We
Drive.
obviously had a race, national championship, tens of thousands of dollars. Captain Vanover was our champion. It was a big win for him.
Yeah, that was before he got really big.
That got his invite onto DRL.
Yep.
He was part of Team USA in Korea. It was a big race, and it was at the Reno Air Races, which sadly I think they just discontinued. But it was a big event. And then before we tore the track down, Drew like, "Can I fly the track?" I'm like, "Sure." And so after watching 4 days of qualifying on that track and brackets to watch Drew go up at just the smoothest lines. Now racers, they're always trying to make that next turn as they go through the previous gate.
Sure.
And I didn't even know how many, because a lot of times I'm also the judge at this event, right? I'm doing those DVR reviews. At that one, we actually had to do about 4 hours of DVR reviews in our hotel room the one night.
Oh, man.
I watched so many laps on the track, and all of a sudden Drew Camden goes up there, and watching a freestyle pilot race, I'm like, it's a smooth line.
a lot
It's a
different,
clean
yeah.
line. And a lot of these people, and you'll see it as we watch this group here tonight, they just go too fast and they crash. They push themselves too hard.
Yeah.
If you go out, just have a smooth line.
Yeah,
Slow
and
is
steady,
fast.
yep.
Yeah,
Slow is
consistency. That's what it's all about. Yeah, just as long as you can hit each gate and not throw yourself off course.
So how do
Doesn't
we
matter how
get
fast
heads
you're going.
racing?
How do you get me racing?
Yeah, how do we get you racing? Like, do you have to set it up? Like, all right,
If
here's the
freestyle
line.
doesn't exist anymore, I'll take up racing.
What if
I promise.
you like had a strategy? So you gotta, as soon as you pass everyone, like it's almost like WWE, like you're calling out the guy before he comes from behind the screen. You get in front of everyone, you go to the next gate, and instead of going onto the gate to follow, you power loop it. Like you're like, dude, you are so slow, look what I'm doing in front of you. And that could be your thing. So
It could be, but I'd have to
watchability-
be fast.
I know.
That's the
That's
problem.
that's the balance heads. That's it. You can
There-
do it.
there
Smooth
was
line,
a-
slow is fast.
There was a BMX racer back in the day who got bored with racing. He was pro. He got bored, so he started doing backflips in the middle of races, and he got in trouble for it. But he just kept doing it because he was like, "I'm so over racing, man. I just want to ride freestyle or whatever." So
Yes,
you see
sir.
everybody's pumping, and this guy's just backflipping over the,
that's awesome.
step ups. Yeah, it was great to see.
Well,
Yeah, so yeah, why
Dingles
not?
asked, can we do a freestyle intermission at some point?
Oh, that
Yeah,
sounds
Bot
fun.
and I were flying before we started. I'm
Yeah.
down to fly some more. I still got batteries charged. I just
that's
didn't want to
definitely
interrupt
cool.
anybody out here.
Yeah, they're trying to keep to the schedule. I know, like, they take this so seriously. They're going to be, like, charging, rebuilding, flying that sim.
You kind of have to at a point, just so you don't run all night.
But I think if you guys are down, you could have, like, a little freestyle at the end here.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm
Definitely
absolutely.
down?
Yes,
Is
absolutely.
it a competition, or are we just doing
No,
art?
no, no.
We're just doing
There's
art?
no competing in
Competitions, though.
freestyle.
I'll give up right away. Yeah, freestyle is freestyle.
We have the
Yeah.
YouTube chat going. They can vote.
We can say whoever crashes the most wins or something. That'll be the comp. Looks like there's a slight break before they race again, or
No,
they're setting up
they're
here.
just going nonstop. So I think we've switched to the next.
Oh, I see.
We're the next heat group, which is Heat 4, I think, is where we're at.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to run my hair real quick.
Yes, sir. So OG Dr. Love can't talk you into getting a race in, huh?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. He's tried. I raced a little bit in IGAO 2. They
Okay.
had some challenges were time trials to see who could run a track the fastest. I finished like middle usually around there, but again, I can't sit and do it over and over and over again. I would do one day of racing.
Yeah,
I had a whole week to do it, but I had to do one day and just take my fastest time and
that was enough.
call it a day. Yeah, just get back to freestyle the rest of the week.
So what's the most epic freestyle? Like, what's the goal? Like, all right, so you got your backpack, right? What kind of backpack do you have?
The cheapest one I could find
Oh,
off
dang.
of Banggood. I think I got it for free. I used my points, and I got it for it was like $12, and I got it for free.
Dang.
I've
What's,
had it for 3 years now.
What's the backpack I have, Dougie? I got like the name leading backpack. My kid took it over. The pit boss, Pitbull. Anyway,
It's a nice
Torval.
bag.
Torval.
Torval, okay, yeah,
yeah,
sure.
Amazing bag. I mean,
yeah.
you open it up, it turns into a table. You can kneel on it. if you're going up a mountain, it's got a rain cover to cover your quads on the outside.
Oh, wow.
Holds so many different batteries. Your
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it
Get
sounds like
off
it's got
this
a lot of
Bang.
quality of
Yeah,
life
get
stuff
off
on
this
it.
Banggood backpack. Okay, get a
I'll step
Torval.
up my backpack one day.
Dang. I mean, I got it just to carry computers. It can carry your computer in addition to all your quads, etc. So you got your Banggood or Torval backpack on. We've just pulled over on the side of the highway. What do we see there? This is the epic freestyle spot. Describe it to me.
It'd have to be a bando.
Yeah?
Yeah, especially for a whoop. I think bandos, you can get really creative. You can find those little gaps that you don't really see with a 5-inch quad. You know, you're moving a little quicker with a 5-inch quad. You kind of miss some of those little finer details, little gaps and nooks and crannies you could hit.
You know, you can fit 17 whoops in a Torval backpack.
Really?
Yeah.
17?
That's on the inside.
I'll have to get more
Imagine you
whoops.
strap them on the outside. You just
Oh, yeah.
stitch them all together.
Sounds like a Jesse Perkins kind of move.
Oh, you do that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You should see his backpack.
I'm looking
I-
forward to it. I think he's supposed to be here tonight, I think.
Yeah,
Later
he's supposed to be
tonight.
here tonight.
After stream, I imagine. But
Yeah.
So bandos with the whoops, I could see it.
And I need a smokestack to dive.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that smokestack or the silo at the AMA.
Yeah,
That's
that was
eating a
fun.
lot
That
of
was definitely
quads.
Fun. I don't think no, I must have tried to hit it. I know I'd never successfully made it out of it. But I'm pretty sure I tried to dive it before.
Yeah, there's
I had
one
to
guy from like Mexico or something, and he's like,
Oh yeah.
he buys
yeah,
his
yeah,
ticket.
yeah.
That's all he does. Is
He
fly
ended
that
up-
over and over again.
he brought some candy, and I was all about it. He ended up mailing me more of the candy because I was like, bro,
Nice.
thanks. Yeah, he's a nice guy. I forget his dang name. I feel bad now. But yeah, he made that clean, super clean dive through that.
I remember, so back in the day, I used to be part of the management group of MultiGP. Now I'm a little bit more behind the scenes. There's a new guard, new team. But I remember when we were planning International Open, the 3rd edition of it, and we were looking to move our freestyle track away from the tower. And I remember Hefte Puente, who was one of the founders of MultiGP with Chris Thomas. Remember I told you the story about Ryan Gurry and Nick H of DRL?
Right.
Well, there's a story of Hefte and Chris Thomas was the start of MultiGP. Chris went to an event that he found on like Meetup or something, and it was a drone race before that was a thing, and it was just a mess. You can imagine, you guys know you go to a bando with a bunch of people, it's a mess with channel
sure,
assignment. Imagine trying to run organized races.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
And
can imagine.
so Chris, being the analytical mind that he is, that's how he kind of came up the idea of what the
Buxoni
website is now,
29.2.
MultiGP. Met this guy Hefte, and the two of them started MultiGP. Many people have been on and contributed since then. But I remember Hefte in the early days of the International Open, we were gonna change the location of the freestyle track, and Hefte's point was like, "What about that Mexico guy who buys his ticket, flies from Mexico, and all he
Buxoni
does for 4
22.2.
days is dive that tower?
Yep.
Like, can't do it. Got to do it. Respect
Casper Skulls
the
11.8.
smokestack.
That's awesome.
58 flat.
What's the highest smokestack you've ever dived with a whoop?
None.
None?
That's why I'd have to be there.
Oh.
At the Dream
Oh,
spot.
the dream spot.
Casper
The dream
Skulls
spot would have to
1.1.
have that, yeah.
Makes sense.
Buxoni
Whenever I do find
19.7.
one, it's something I do in the sim a lot is a tribby spin
Kali Belsky
in the middle of something kind of like
117.1.
stationary.
That's tight.
I want
Oh,
to do that.
I wish my other computer hadn't gone to sleep. Someone in the chat, we were talking about the freestyle, not competition, just a freestyle session after the race.
Buxoni 18.4.
You guys, someone said Heads needs to teach Bot Grinder the trippy spin.
Yeah. That's,
You don't know the
that's-
trippy spin?
I don't know how to trippy spin. No.
I don't know either.
I
Yeah,
had
we
an
talked
excuse.
about it a little bit
And
outside.
then, yeah, earlier he destroyed my excuse, so I was like, okay, I have no reason not to
Well,
learn. So
We'll
I
get
do
him.
need to
We'll
learn
get
at
him
this
spinning
point.
before the trip's done. I think.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely
So,
down to learn.
Buxoni
is it trippy spin
17.7.
kind of like a Matty flip,
Kali
except
Belsky
more rotations?
34.6.
It's like
It's-
a backwards orbit.
Yeah.
Maybe is
yeah.
that way to do it?
It's like instead of orbiting nose down at your object, you're
Yeah.
kind of facing away from it, looking up.
I know
like-
the trippy spin.
Yeah.
So it looks so
it's
trippy.
a tail in
It's like
orbit.
Spinning around stuff.
Yeah.
You don't know how to do that?
No, I don't.
Dude.
I'm bad at freestyle. But
I
I'm
don't
down
think
to
I
learn.
could do that, but
Some people do it. I've seen some people that have been flying for 3 months and they're doing it, and I'm like, okay, I need to learn now. It's becoming a standard trick.
Colin,
It's
yeah.
like in skating, you know, where you don't like you had to learn to kickflip. If you didn't know how to kickflip in the 90s, like you sucked at skating. We're
Right.
getting to that point now. You should know how to trippy spin. You should know how to juicy flick, things like that.
trippy spin,
Yeah.
Matty flip.
Yeah. Those are all the.
You know what
classics.
didn't
Power
take
loop
over?
even.
What was the Vanny move that they tried to?
The Vanny roll or Vanny
yeah,
flip.
yeah.
I also tried to invent
Was
one
that a
was
thing?
close to that.
I,
See,
not in the whoop world.
Heads
no.
and I are on
No,
the same team.
Yeah.
I think fans of Alex Vanover call it that, but nobody else really does. I mean, it's a neat trick. It's like a yaw spin with the roll or something. I tried to invent the trick. Nobody gave a crap at all, so I didn't get a trick named after me, which is
Now,
fine.
I am a huge fan of Vanover. Vanover's entire family.
Yeah,
I
he's a good
remember 2018, we had a whole bunch of multi-GP regional championships. One of them was flooded. And we went to every like Home Depot, bought as many pumps as possible. Vanover's mom like ripped her sump pump out of her house, ripped her sump pump out of her hangar because they live with their planes in a hangar. Like that's their house, their plane condo, to help us pump off the field. And the event did
that's
happen. We
amazing.
crowned a champion. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
great.
and
That's awesome.
I remember I think I may have taken Vanover to his first rodeo.
Nice.
Yeah,
no way.
in Texas. Yeah, big fan. But I just remember watching a Rotor Riot video, and they're like, "We're gonna do the Vanny Vanny
Yeah,
style.
whatever it was
We're gonna do
called.
Vanny." I'm like, I don't get it. The
I don't think enough people got
Natty
it. so they
flip,
catch on
trippy
much,
spin.
but- Yeah, trippy spin. That was probably one of the last tricks that really. Well, what was Juicy Flick before trippy spin?
I feel like it probably was. Yeah, I feel like it was probably a bigger staple.
One of the last like standard ones that was invented.
I think so.
I think.
I think also there's some debate about where the name came from. Like that trippy spins aren't exactly inverted orbits. I don't remember who it was that explained it. It was before my time. I found the video where he's explaining he's doing it around a tree. And he does, for trippy spins, he's doing a normal inverted orbit, but then he adds an extra roll, like a stationary roll, and then back into it.
Yeah, I think I
And
know
that,
exactly what you're talking about.
That is really trippy looking
Yeah,
as
yeah.
opposed to, so
But that's not the trippy spin.
apparently it's not. No,
But you're the trippy spin guy.
allegedly.
Right.
I don't claim that title.
So I know the feeling. So we were talking earlier about the first International Open and the quad that got hammered. You know about that,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Chris
and
Thomas.
Chris
I remember
Thomas.
That, I remember that.
25 milliwatts or only.
I was really excited to watch that happen.
It was-
I
it
mean,
was-
so bad for the kid, but I was like, do it. We all wanted him to do it. We all
Such
wanted
an
to see that
amazing
happen.
story.
But he's been threatening for days. I'm going to smash it if you don't stop. Don't stop.
That's
He
right.
finally- He did it.
So there are 8 different tracks, and the issue was you'd be on the team track where Bachgrinder was discovered by Rotor Riot on the battle teal battle race, and all of a sudden you're like, I see the wing track.
Or the freestyle. Yeah, it
I
was
see the
wings and the freestyle
yeah.
guys were crushing
And
us.
so it'd be on the radio. And so Chris Thomas said, like Bot says, he got on the radio. He says, listen, I have a hammer in my hand. I want every track to make this announcement. The next quad that is seen on a track that it's not on is getting the hammer. And then all of a sudden, like we're talking 2 minutes. I remember I remember like it was yesterday. A radio goes off, and I'm like, and they said, we see freestyle
Buxoni
on the
21.4.
pro track. And then I announced on my track, a quad's
Casper
getting hammered,
Skulls
and then Chris goes on the
26.2.
radio, I'm on my way. And it kind of was like the rest is
Flyweight
history.
36.3.
So again, I was part of the
Slow
management
poke
team of multi-GP. I'm like,
35.7.
we can't have this happen for the next 3 days, right? And
Casper
from there,
Skulls 40.1.
Immersion RC was on site,
Buxoni
and I went to them because they had a
20.8.
power tester thing,
Yeah.
and I'm like, listen, is there a way that I can just wave it like a wand over top of a quad and be able to tell if it's 25 milliwatt or more? And then Anthony Cake of Immersion RC, now Worka, he's like, there is a way, blah, blah, blah. Figured it out, and then we ended up saving the event because we found enough of those old school power testers, had them at every single track,
26.4.
and then
Flyweight
we power tested
34.8.
everyone.
Yeah.
And then as the events rolled on that year, people are watching live streams and watching
Slow
us
poke
wanding these
43.2.
drones, and it improved video because 20 less power is better for video. Like here, we were running our ground stations without antennas on it earlier and had better video on the whole. And so if everyone's at 25 milliwatt in a race environment, it's
Buxoni
perfect. If one guy's on
25.1.
200,
Yeah.
it affects everyone.
It stomps on everyone, yeah.
Flyweight
And then from there,
28.8.
Immersion RC re-released that product and came up with this. The Immersion RC Power Tester V2. And you can actually go on the
Slow poke
website.
31.2.
And I told you that story because you reminded me of this. You're talking about other people watching a live stream
Yeah.
Buxoni 22.2.
and explaining
Buxoni
what the
dot.
trippy spin was.
Mhm.
Well, imagine me, who basically re-innovated this product. You go in the manual, it talks about
Flyweight
scully mode on how to use this
27.2
thing.
flyweight done.
And I'm watching guys from UK saying, oh, you could flick it
Casper
to this
Skulls
Scully. I don't know who that
129.9
guy is,
Casper
whatever
Skulls
that
one.
is. maybe it's a cartoon character or something, but
Oh my God.
this is how you use
That's
it.
funny.
And I'm like, sure, bud. But as long as it makes drone racing great,
Yeah.
as long as it makes the video trippy, we're still winners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, there's
Nobody
no
can
I
take
in
that away
team,
from us.
But there
Right.
is in win.
That's right.
And that's all we do.
And it's gosh darn Scully mode. I love this thing. It actually came.
That is sick.
I solved 2 issues with that today. 7 years later.
Can you also plug that into a VTX, or is it just you just wave it
Well,
over?
you can.
The
So-
V1 you had to plug in, right?
Well, yeah. No, with the V1, so there's a Scully mode and then there's the actual Scully mode.
Okay.
And I have a YouTube video on this. Didn't go viral like any heads trippy spins, infinite loop ones, but infinity whoop.
Infinite,
it wasn't.
infinite whoop.
It wasn't like an infinite whoop video that everyone knows except me. But no, using a certain technique, which is very easy. I have a YouTube video on it. You can use
Did
the
it go
old
viral?
one. You can use it didn't go viral
Damn,
like
bro.
the infinity whoop. But you calibrate it to a good. You hook it up to a drone and you see that it's 32. Then you take it off and you put an antenna on it like this one. A whip antenna is best. And then you calibrate it going like this till it's 32. So it's not 100%, but it's going to give you a pass-fail. You can tell that that's on 200 milliwatt.
Yeah.
Bang, the hammer. Save. That was like one of the biggest behind the scenes that no one really appreciates. Just like the passion that it took to become a Rotor Riot pilot by being the best offense on Teal Battle Racing.
That was a tough battle too. It wasn't like tiny whoop racing. You know, you had to watch out for people actively trying to run into you.
Here we are. This is their second round of qualifying.
Yeah, anybody else feel that breeze when they all came by on that
Yeah.
first
Exactly.
pass? Oh, my God.
Look at Neon here, though. The movements are just so crazy, so robotic, as you were saying, you know.
I was watching Neon last night upstairs in the hotel. They had 2 rooms with the door open, and between the 2 rooms, tons of gates set up, and then both windows open. And the track was flying through all these gates, through the doorway to the other room, through those gates, out the window, back into the start. And I was watching Neon fly this thing at about as fast as he's moving now. It was incredible to watch. And it was in just a hotel room.
Yeah.
Tasty 19-1.
It's insane when you really think about it.
Neon FPV 13.
You remember Gab 707?
Nightwing.
He was
Yeah, he had the green goggles in DRL. I
yeah.
remember Gab.
He was I think
Good guy.
I think he won. It took him 2 years. But he won
Neon
DRL, I
FPV
think, 1 year.
Yeah, he did one.
He was Canadian
Tasty
champion
18-9.
numerous times. And I remember one of the first races that he went to, we did an
Nightwing
indoor
18
race.
flat.
And just watching him fly through a gate, and it was like
He docked
an old
20.7.
wooden gate with like the vinyl
Neon
stuff hanging
FPV
off it.
13.6.
Something was hanging. And I was standing by there. I was working on something else. I was standing beside the track.
Tasty
And I could hear
19-9.
Gab at the same time. And he literally put on the air brakes, stopped, and he yawed. He's like, "What was that?"
He docked
"Oh, it's just
16.1.
hanging." And went on.
Nightwing
Like,
22.9.
what did I just witness? Like, robots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, flying gravity with them.
And you're seeing the new generation.
And these kids pick it up so fast.
Tasty
Neon just
19-4.
broke the top 10, moved up to third from
Nice.
12th
Everybody else
into
is still
third.
racing.
He docked
41.3. Well, it's only your fastest 3, so he did a 13.7, 13.9, and a 13.6.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
3 13s. He's in third. It's only his second. He still has 5 more qualifying rounds.
13.6.
Might as well save the drone, save the
Tasty
lipo.
18.6.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe he's like heads. You know,
He
I'm
docked
bored. I
17.1.
ran
He
it.
docked up.
You know, I did my 5 laps. I mean,
He wants to go get another brownie and get this race over with, yeah.
get some of that dessert here from
Yeah,
the
that was
Craftsman
good.
Inn, huh?
That I almost took a nap afterwards. That stuff was very good. Thank you, Craftsman Inn.
Nightwing 7 laps in this session. Not his best, but he had at least 113 in that session.
Nightwing's another one. If he finds his groove, he's going to be up near the top of the pack.
I can't believe Pork Chop's unstoppable. So Pork
Yeah,
Chop
Pork
was at
Chop's moving
IO
out there.
2023. We all know Jesse P, Mr. Tiny Whoop himself. He had just became a father for the first time. His young son. We had a joke. We're trying to come up with names. I'm Joe, Joseph, and my daughter is Josephine. And so Jesse, I was really rallying for Jessefina, like if it was a girl, right?
Right.
I think he had a son.
He
I
did.
can't remember his son's name. We still call him. I mean, I got the Christmas card from Jesse P. I got 2 Christmas cards that are.
George?
Yes, George.
George.
I have only 2 Christmas cards still on display. It is March 16th, right? One is Chris Thomas and his family, and the other one's Jesse P. and his family.
Good
And it's
card,
signed Jesse, Mrs. Jesse, forgot her name too, and Jessefina. He signed it Jessefina. So I blame him why I can't remember George's name.
Nice.
Yes, Caitlin.
Caitlin,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, I got that one on display. But he wasn't able to make the 2023 International Open. He was watching the live stream from afar, but I mean, George was just born. I think George was
Yeah.
only 2 weeks old, and I mean, you're not going to blame anyone,
Oh,
family
never.
over anything else.
Yeah.
As much as Jesse travels throughout the year
Neon
already,
FPV-13 flag.
And so
take a little
because
time off of that.
Jesse wasn't there, we didn't have a full roster of Tiny Whoop
Nightwing
pilots.
19.3.
We still had some good ones, and Custom RC
Tasty
Quads won it.
23.3.
And Custom
Neon
RC
FPV
Quads, I
12.7.
think may have just won the No, he didn't win the museum race this year. He won the museum race last year.
Nightwing
He won
13.5.
another big whoop race this year. Probably one of the fastest whoop pilots on the planet.
Nice.
He wins. There was a whole bunch
Neon
of other people
FPV
that
16 flat.
they wouldn't have been in the top 16 on a previous year, I don't
Nightwing
think, either where their
13.3.
skill was or the
Neon
roster.
15.9.
You know, Jesse just has such a good following. I think a lot of people are like, well, if
Tasty
Jesse's staying home this year, we're going to stay
29.1.
home. So you got this
Neon
pork chop
FPV
guy.
12.9.
I never heard of him. He's like, he only lives an hour from me in Canada. I had no idea. Zero idea this
Nightwing
pork chop.
16.6.
He became the fan
E-Doc
favorite in the
16.1.
Tiny Whoop tent. I think he got like 6th. And we all wanted to see him at least podium because
Tasty
he's just
19.6.
high energy. He was very competitive.
Nightwing
Again, came out of
13.6.
nowhere. But here he is at the 2024 weBLEED
E-Doc
Northeast Whoop
18.1.
Championship. He's a TQ. We've already gone through this hot group once. They're on their second and third qualifiers. Pork chop sits number 1.
Tasty 19.
Damn.
I think he took that IO win, and he
Nightwing
probably has been
18.3.
flying whoops every single
E-Doc
day.
Oh yeah, something
Yeah.
like this you really gotta like just constantly grind at and get the muscle memory down.
Because he had a piece. I mean, I think if there was a fan favorite in 2023, Pork Chop would have got it.
Yeah.
And again, he was top
Nightwing
5.
14.6. Tasty 17.
He had a bad beat on one of his
E-Doc
main
14.3.
bracket races. So tomorrow when we go into brackets here, we have our start finish gate, which is our cube, the weBLEED FPV
Nightwing
start finish
13.4,
cube.
Nightwing
But when
done.
it comes to the bracket races,
E-Doc
it's heads
14,
up.
one
Top
E-Doc
2
done.
go in the winner's bracket, bottom 2 go in the consolation bracket. They actually go through the cube on the
Tasty
last lap and into that crash
21.9
gate that we just saw
Tasty
Tasty crash into. Looks like E-Doc went into it, Nightwing went into it. Neon decided not to. Doesn't need to practice crash gate. Obviously not when he's third overall in qualifying now after almost 60. But Pork Chop thought he had it won. He went through the cube, in essence, at I.O. And some other guy passed him between the cube and the crash gate. We're all yelling, Pork Chop, get in the cube, which sounds
No,
weird.
dang.
Something I've never said in my life before.
Screamed at that.
And you know I'm never going to have to say again. And he ended up getting eliminated at that point because Pork Chop didn't get in the dang cube.
Gotta get the pork chop in the cube.
Trim King says, no insult, but can we get... I can't see that
The
word.
screen for the
The screen for the racers.
Can y'all not? Can the live stream not see the racing?
Yeah,
screen?
they can see it. I don't know what
Yeah,
he's
this
talking about.
is-
We're watching the same race you are. Maybe it'll be a little more specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trim King, be a little more specific.
So tomorrow we are actually kicking in our full traditional live stream production, hosts and co-hosts. I believe Jesse P is going to be with us
Nice.
tomorrow, cameras, etc. But today is qualifying day. This isn't an official live stream. It's just for those that want to follow along the race from afar. And so that's why you're just watching the same 4 feeds over and over again, different pilots being featured each time. And I just call it a drone race.
It's a good drone race right here.
It is.
This is like you were saying earlier too. They're just going faster and faster as it goes on. Everybody's getting more comfortable with the track and everything, and just really pushing it.
So this is heat 2 of the group. There's four heats per group. And last time we saw Flightning, he was 16th. and he's now been bumped out. He's just under 2 seconds out in the number 17 spot.
That's why they got a tiny screen for.
Oh,
That's what they see. We're not seeing the same thing.
Oh, because you're on mobile. Yeah, on mobile it gets funky.
I see.
Let's switch our screens. We're on the main screen, and the DVRs are here.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing the live right there. I don't think that's it.
Huh. Good looks, Trim King.
Now I see what Trim King was talking about.
Yeah,
So
I wouldn't want to look at me
during
that
the
close either.
race, it's should be the 4 up, and then when it's not the race, it swaps. But we're watching a different version.
Okay.
But
Dio GTS
Trim King is
20.9.
now
Fresh bread.
he's been a little bit
21.2.
more detailed in his request.
yeah.
And we agree
You
with his
gelling
request.
20.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
definitely,
we
yeah.
do agree, Trim King, 100%. Thank you for bringing that
I
to our
and I
attention.
think it's been flopping back and forth. But thank you,
Okay.
Trim King. We'll do our best. Kuchatron says Neon did a 12.755 lap.
Fresh bread 20.4.
He must have.
Dio GTS.
He's still in third, but
22.6.
the last time we saw him, not that we're really
Ugelin
watching the data of the
21.4.
finite amount, it was his best round. 41.3 on his fastest 3.
Wow.
12.7. But the fastest lap is 12.3, I
Flightning
believe.
31.5.
That was an AK lap.
Yeah, I believe.
Ugelin 17.
I like to say things like with a lot of authority, and then I'll just wait for the chat
Dio
to catch up, and
GTS
then they'll correct me.
27.9.
Like
You can
I
always just
had,
attach the I believe at the
29.3.
end. That works. That's
earlier
good enough.
today, I couldn't remember the War of 1812. I said 1883 because like all the
Ugelin
westerns are 1883.
Yeah, true.
And so someone's like, "What are you talking about?" And then I
Fresh
Googled
bread
it.
18.
I'm like, "Thank you, chat. Straighten me out."
Yeah.
I have no idea. Half the time, I have
flat.
no idea when.
No, I just talk and
Yeah.
hope I make sense when I do.
Every Friday
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
on a
That's
pre-planned live stream.
I
If
just
only we
play video
planned
games
this
in
one
my head.
out.
Lightning
Yeah, right.
20.5. Fresh bread 20.8. Dio GTS 19.9.
So you Jellin made a move.
Ugelin 34.5. Ugelin done.
21, 17, 16 laps. 2, 3, 4. Lap
Flightning
5 was rough.
20.5. Lightning done.
You just broke the top 16. See if they'll make any
Fresh bread
adjustments. Looks like they're
20.4.
not.
Fresh bread done.
Looks legit.
Dio GTS 20.7. Dio
Tasty
GTS
FPVs to
done.
17s, baby. No, you Jellin's in the 16s. This is the point in qualifying where it's like, it's why you don't race. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll see some repetitiveness, but this is only their second and third. The next round will heat up a little bit, and then when we get to round 6 and 7, that's when they go full send. At least the ones that have a bit of strategy.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of talent out here tonight.
Just gonna check in, see where my kid is at right now. 48.
First
You
race.
said this is the first race, right?
His first race. He is on the bubble between sport and hobbyist right now.
Ooh. It's not bad.
I know. He wants to be in the sport. I'd prefer him to be top qualifier, a
was gonna
hobbyist,
say,
right?
yeah.
Better chance for a podium, but
Sure.
yeah. He just didn't want to be last.
That's
He's definitely
understandable.
not. Oh my gosh.
That's great. That's fantastic, man. First race, too.
So I'm glad. I don't know if the live stream knows. Like earlier today, people watching the live stream, when I was talking with the chat. I'm talking with the pilots, the audience. Right now, with Heads and Bot Grinder, we're just talking to you, the chat.
Yeah.
We're just hanging
yeah,
out.
pretty
They
much.
can't hear us right now.
No, yeah, they don't hear us over the.
So we don't need as much of a filter as we normally would if we're talking to everyone. But right now, my good buddy Chris Perry Slowpoke is 50th. My son is 48th. My
Uh-oh.
kid so far is beating Slowpoke.
Yep.
And Slowpoke said to me, "Your kid's going to beat me." I'm like, "No, he's not. He's not going to beat me." And then Borg Slayer, that's Jace.
Dio
He's
GTS 20.1.
basically running this event, part of
Fresh
weBLEED
bread
FPV.
19.4. Ugelin
Didn't like the quad
22.1.
my kid came with. Got him lipos, props, a whole new build.
No
Hooked
way.
my kid up.
Wow.
And then my son's first practice, he powered up, and the video was garbage. And then they're like, what's he doing? I'm like, he's running his old quad for practice, and he's going to run the new one. And so Jace goes running. No. He's going to run the one I gave him. And so my kid basically spent all the qualifying flying a quad he'd never flown before and getting better.
Yeah, that's great.
So
Borg Slayer's a great dude.
A great dude,
yeah.
But my kid is beating him right now. And Borg Slayer, your kid is going to beat me, is what he said to me. And as we sit right now, third round of qualifying, still 4 more to go. Just JFPV is 2 positions ahead of Slowpoke and 3 positions ahead of Borg Slayer.
My man, just Jay, killing it.
10 seconds ahead of Slowpoke. 22 seconds ahead of Borg Slayer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fresh bread 17.6.
What a good start for my kid.
Oh,
yeah, really.
Not at all. That's got to be confidence building.
They still got some time.
GTS 21.3.
This track flows really nice. Like when you watch everybody hitting their clean lines, it looks like it's a fun track, you know?
Yeah.
You got the little dive gate, the little like tower and everything.
I was talking with AK a little bit earlier. He's the one who designed this track. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about in the earlier qualifiers, you could see takeovers, like a drone get taken over by another one, and some of these really big sweeping turns. And I was talking to one of the racers, and he was saying he couldn't even tell that he got taken over. Like he was up, and the other guy just took a different trajectory under him.
Yeah.
Can't even see him. He just. But I mean, this track flows so nicely. It's just kind of like an up down, up down.
So like AK is probably like one of the best track designers in drone racing. Whoops, 5-inch or otherwise. And so multi-GP, the last, this is now I think the 4th year, they do a submission from the community for the global qualifier track. So it's one track worldwide. Everyone runs the same track. That's how they get seeded to go to the multi-GP championship. And so that was corporately designed in the past. Then it was community sourced. He was a 3-time track designer.
Wow.
And we're talking 20, 30 really good track designers, all doing their best, putting their heart and soul in it.
Yeah.
They got the bot grinder whiteboard going strong and unstoppable with AK. So this year, he took a backstage. We did a live stream announcing the contest, and we just did like a master class on track design with AK. And we didn't really say anything. And then we're like, hey, you got 2 weeks until the design period opens. Put in your submissions. He didn't submit a track. Even my son was going through the GQ tracks. He's like, where's AKs? And I couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
Because AK was one of the judges.
I see.
He was one of the curating judges.
I
so,
see.
yeah, I guess once you win 3, he's like, I'll take a knee.
Yeah.
But
I know one of the map designers that submitted Boner FPV.
Boner has got a lot of tracks, International Open. He's done one of the multi-GP champs tracks.
Sure.
Another great track designer.
He designs a new freestyle track for me to fly, a new map in Velocidrone almost every week.
Every week?
Almost every week. I do Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday streams, and every Friday I do just in the sim. And he creates these new maps for me, freestyle, full environments, filled with all this detail and insane, just fun things to fly around. I don't know where he comes up with it all.
Does it have the smokestack?
It always has the smokestack.
Always?
Yeah.
That's a
Every single
staple?
map that he makes for me starts the same with at where you spawn, you can flick backwards, and it's just a dive down to the bottom of the map.
Nice,
Almost all of them, yeah. I have to have that dive. I love it. Yeah, but yeah, very talented guy. And just his imagination with coming up with tracks and things is a lot of fun. Another thing I can't do.
So many different tracks. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you're like, how
Something that
hard?
flows is really hard.
Well, even just figuring out how to place the elements.
Yeah.
A lot of keyboard shortcuts. You're like, I just want to use my radio, but that doesn't work. And then to take that into something like this that AK is designed that flows as it does, that features the racing. And the live stream we did, the launch of the Global Qualifier Track Submission Contest, it was fascinating. Like, I've designed some tracks, some champs tracks, some qualifier tracks, been a part of the team. But to listen to the thought process that AK has, like, he goes obviously at all these races, 5-inch otherwise. He has a book. He's writing down the notes, different ideas, and he's always in the sim, designing those tracks. It's a lot goes into it, but you know, everyone at this event has been talking about this track.
Yeah.
Great whoop track.
Yeah.
It really is a great track for sure.
And then the other thing that I touched on is Slowpoke and Borg Slayer spent some time at Whooptopia, which AK runs, and even how he runs a race. Like Perry talks about how he queues up the pilots in a way that he learned from AK. Like beyond just track design, AK really is an ambassador for Whoop racing.
The pivotal part of it, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hard to go to any big event in the Whoop world and not hear his name or see him there.
Here's our boy Skittles. He's broke the top 16.
He is burning.
But they've been grinding on him. He's now down into 15th.
Also, Skittles should be mentioned. He is the angle pilot, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, he's angle.
Is anybody else flying angle this one?
Not right now. Penny Max acro. Ethan for sure is acro.
Yeah.
And Borg Slayer is acro for sure.
Yeah, so there you go. Skittles the only holdout still. He likes to give OG a lot of crap, Dr. Love a lot of crap about switching to acro. He thinks he should go back.
Well, Skittles top 15 elite group. Borg Slayer, of course, having to finish in that crash gate. That's something you kind of do want to practice, especially like, you know, they're not here in some of the discussion now, but I watched a guy get out of the Final Four, Pork Chop IO 2023, not finishing in that crash gate.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
it's
the
not just
worst.
for the fun part. I mean, and they're whoops. Like, it's not like a 5-inch, like, I hit this crash gate, I'm replacing props at least.
Yeah, yeah.
It's whoop, you're okay.
Yeah.
It'll be all right. Finish your race.
Yeah.
Listen to Whoop.
Skittles out here trying to locate his Whoop. We're still looking. He's hot. He's cold.
I love at the dinner, it was an open bar. And, of course, this whole hotel is centered around a bar. And
Yeah, it's
everyone that spent a lot of time at the bar, so they're done racing, were just pointing with their eyes half open, saying it's over there. And somehow, Skittles was able to take that information and retrieve his quad. It is an FPV miracle. And now the peanut gallery's looking at me. They know we're talking about him. So here's, again, a Whooptopia-inspired thing. We're now back-to-back.
What?
I kind of like it. I wish we could do it in 5-inch where so you got the weighting. Multi-GP has spent so much time on managing heats. I mean, it was based on building a website to manage those races. But how we came up with QR code scanning and building stuff in the website. And so we have now virtual queues, and it's all about that heat management so that you're less time waiting, more time flying, efficiency. We talked about the power testing, etc. So you can get a full heat of 8 flying at all times.
That's pretty wild.
But then you come to this Whoop race, and I like what they're doing. So you got heats of 4, but every time it's your time to fly, you go bang, bang. Then you take a little bit of a break. Then you bang, bang.
Yeah.
2 batteries back to back. And I've been watching it all day long. Like, let's watch Skittles right now. His last one wasn't his best round. He's in 15th. He's got to climb up a little bit because he's like 2 pilots away from being bumped out of the elite class. Is he faster in his back-to-back situation? I'm going to think he would be. Looks like he is.
17 on that one.
25.7.
Yeah, someone in the chat earlier was like 17s, baby.
Oh,
Borg Slayer 30.6.
Uh-oh.
Benny Mac 17.3.
Lots of 17s, but not from
FTV
Skittles in the last little bit.
24.4.
Yeah.
Skittles in an aggressive stance over there flying.
Benny Mac.
Yeah. He is like one of the only ones standing up. And
Yeah, he's
flying.
very, very aggressive. A lot of movement.
I have to, when I do freestyle, I have to stand up, but whoop racing, I sit down.
Really?
It's totally different. Yeah, I much prefer sitting down for whoops.
Benny Mac 16.4.
I think it just racing is every bit of concentration that I can muster, you know.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I
for
have to
sure,
sit
for
down.
sure.
Whereas freestyle is just that, whatever.
Do you ever find yourself leaning forward while you're racing?
Yeah, all the time. Freestyle to everything. Like I
Oh,
constantly
really?
lean forward.
Okay.
My Orcas had a head tilt alarm, which went off all the time. As soon as I started dipping down, I'd go back up.
So there's 30 seconds remaining. Skittles started with his 17. Then he had some 20 stuff. Now he's got a 17. He has enough time to do 2 more laps.
FPV Skittles 17 flat.
There's another
Does he have
17. A
the
pair of
juice for it?
17s right now. Benny Mac just moved into 12th. That bumped Skittles from 15th into 16th, but Skittles can
Skittles
answer
at
right now.
2.8, 2.7. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, man.
Rainbow screens.
Is that dead lipo? I wonder. Dead battery and right to
He
rainbow?
ran that bad boy into the ground.
Damn.
Yeah, when you see Rainbow Road on HD0, it's game over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like analog. When it goes black, it's not coming back, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. You get the full rainbow, you're done.
I thought we were going to see 3 17s from Skittles.
Hoping
That
for it.
would've-
It seems like he suffered a midair at some point there in the beginning laps.
3. That would have been a 51. That would have taken Skittles from 16th, I think. They just changed the screen, but into about 11th. Now he's on the bubble. But not the worst. He still has 4 more packs of qualifying. He's 4 in, including the practice. 4 in, 4 to go. But consistent, too. Like, the first one was a 17-2. Then he had the 24-23. Then 17-7, 17-0. And I sit and look at these numbers all day long. But when you see that consistency, then you know someone's going to make a move.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
But unfortunately, Rainbow Road, Skittles down. With 4 more rounds to go.
How many qualifying rounds do they do? In the
7.
day? 7, okay.
Yeah. So we have just under 60 pilots. We have 3-hour blocks, 4 groups. Everyone gets 1 practice and 7 qualifiers.
Okay.
And then every time you fly, it's 2 packs back to back.
Got a question for you there, Bot. Do you fly 65
Oh, yeah.
millimeters?
Yeah, I fly everything. My main 2 are 75 mils, but I do fly 65 mils as well.
You prefer those more for indoor, or do you take them outside?
Nah, 75 outside all day. Yeah,
For sure.
Outside, and I mean my house is small, but if I'm like inside a Target or something or Walmart, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
I'll fly
yeah, true.
75. 65 are fun, but I prefer the larger ones.
For sure.
If you're inside a Walmart or a Target,
Yeah. I do
This
lot
is
of
a normal
flying
thing?
inside-
The
Yeah.
gorilla whooping.
Gorilla hooping.
gorilla
Gorilla
whooping.
Yeah.
Inside malls, yeah, stores, whatever. You know, you fly safe, you're above everybody's heads. You're not gonna run into nobody. You just fly over the shelves and everything.
What a different world.
It's pretty fun. If you ever want to go, let me know.
Yeah, I'm down. Philadelphia
I
Walmart.
remember at one IO Bardwell brought his tiny whoop into the restaurant we're eating at and started
need a
flying
beer.
around.
Yeah, I love it. That's what he wants to know? Yeah.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Is he taking pizza orders? What's
No.
that? Oh.
Beer orders. Remember those days?
Oh man, no.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of. I think.
I mean, someone's got to look after the guy. Drove you 8 hours to a drone race, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like somebody might have tweaked a prop here. A lot of noise coming off the track.
Yeah.
Buxonia 21.
Check.
So I remember 2015, New York City,
29 flat.
after the race that we had on the island, and Jesse P flying his tiny whoop down into Times Square.
Yeah.
And as chill as Jesse P is, like, he was shaking and freaked out. He's like, dude, I'm going to go to jail for this right now. And now, you know, we're 9 years later. We're doing gorilla whooping in Walmart and Target in Philly.
I mean, we were flying in Times Square not too long ago, a few months ago, and a cop came up and just said, "Hey, you're not supposed to do that here." And we said, "Okay," and
Yeah.
that was it. That was the end of it.
That was with FPV Vegan?
Yeah, with Vegan.
FPV
exactly.
Vegan, another New York pilot, whoop pilot, a gorilla pilot for sure. Loves
Yeah.
the gorilla whooping.
Yeah, check out FPV Vegan if you haven't. He does cool stuff. He's an
I got
amazing
so
pilot.
much
Good
shit
guy.
stuff to check out.
Slow.
Yeah, the micros are really taking over, man. Like 5-inch will always be 5-inch. It's not going anywhere, but people are finding a lot of enjoyment in micros and whoops now that they're, motors are good, flight controllers are good, video's good. They're so much easier to control now. They don't struggle. You're not fighting against your whoops anymore.
Yeah.
Casper Skulls 138.
Well, one time we had a bunch of Canadians in our top 5 right now. We just got one pork chop.
Where's E-Doc at right now?
E-Doc has dropped down to 8th.
8th, okay.
Yeah, and someone asked when he's up. We think he is 2 heats away. But Baxoni, also from Canada, he's broken the top 30, which isn't the worst. Right now, that's pro, bottom of pro.
Yeah. Do you think being Canadian gives you an advantage to tiny whoop racing?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Maybe a hindrance, you
It's
think?
so cold. We have
That's
to, like,
true.
warm up our lipos before we charge them.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true. You got to keep them away from the polar bears and stuff.
That's
huh?
right. We're going around with the dog sleds, and, like, when the dogs chew stuff, like, dogs chewing stuff is real. Like, look at my favorite mouse. Like, you cannot escape the dog bite.
Damn, sled dog got to that.
Those
huh?
sled dogs, man,
Wow.
they're the worst.
It was cool to see a lot of people just drove over from Canada to this race and stuff. It's so close.
Yeah, it's a great one for us. 7 hours for me. Baxani. There's someone else from Quebec. That's closer to good 10 hours they made the drive down here.
Yeah.
10, 11 hours.
That's a hike.
E-Doc's from Edmonton, so he flew. And so where I'm from, I'm like basically Buffalo. Like we don't have the crazy. Now Buffalo gets the worst snowstorms. Like
Yeah.
yeah, we watched the finals of the football playoffs. Like yeah, so we didn't even get snow where I'm from like Buffalo did. Like it's
Oh,
kind
damn.
of fair weather. But where E-Doc's from, thank you sir. Where E-Doc's from, Edmonton, like no one wants to live there.
Oh, yeah.
They mine lipo there, but you cannot fly lipo there. It's that cold.
That's ridiculous.
I remember I went there in the middle of summer. I had to wear a parka. In the middle of summer in Edmonton. But we have Pork Chop. Yeah, he's from just outside of Toronto. So nice 9 hour, 10 hour with a couple stops. Not the worst.
No, that's not too bad. Especially for an event like this, man. I've been to a few Whoop events. This is done really well. This is pretty professional right here.
Yeah,
I'd say probably the second biggest Whoop event, next to Whooptopia, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, weBLEED's been doing them for a while. They do a great job. Borg Slayer and Perry helping out. Dougie, our boy in the truck, helping with the live stream.
That and accommodations for the pilots at this has just been top notch. Everybody that I've talked to so far has been really just thrilled with the whole trip overall. It seems like it's just been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Everything's been taken care of for the most part.
Well, I mean, it started as the NorthEast Championship, and then weBLEED FPV came on the scene, Jeff Grabowski, and he's really invested into it, taking over like the naming rights of the event and now like the management of the event. And I know that there was a little bit of talk because it's been a little bit more closer to the ocean, and they worked out a deal. Like this isn't near Jeff Grabowski at weBLEED FPV's house. This isn't near Jace's house. They all had to make a huge commute to get out here, but it's still in the Northeast. It is the Northeast Whoop Championship. And like you said, the accommodation for the pilots, this is like an amazing venue. Like,
Oh, yeah,
you're
definitely.
racing whoops indoors. There's Wi-Fi around here, but the video is really clean.
Yeah,
Really
very,
good,
very clean.
yeah.
The food is amazing. There's a bar right there.
Yep.
And the rooms are relatively well priced,
Yeah.
and we're all staying on site.
Yeah.
It's
party.
nice. The management of the hotel here has been great. They're really excited. They've been thrilled just seeing everybody flying around. They think it's really neat.
Pretty easy to get to for those that flew in, flying into Syracuse.
Yeah, super easy. I almost flew in, but I was like, 4-hour
Yeah.
drive. I'll drive.
4 hours. I mean, there's probably a couple Walmarts and Targets on the way, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, totally.
Worth the trip.
I made a nice little Goodwill trip. I put some Goodwills on the map and did some thrifting on the way up.
So, Bod, you being a fan of the 75s more so than 65, have you had a chance to try out the Fractal Engineering frames?
No, not
Have
yet.
you seen those before?
Yeah, I've been meaning to. I haven't
I
tried
got
them
one
yet,
here
though.
for you. If you want to take it home, you can try it.
Oh, sick.
I got
Oh,
a
yeah.
brand new one. I'll get it to you.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate that, man. Definitely.
I brought a backup just in case I broke mine, but if I'm not, I'll let you try it out.
Nice. Yeah, I appreciate that.
For sure, man. They're
I love-
fun. Then you can bash the hell out of them. So
Yeah, cool.
That's the best part about them.
Casper.
I have a bind and fly I was sent that I don't really care for, so I'm just waiting for something to part it out and put the parts
Yeah,
on. So
I
that's
feel ya.
perfect.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Nice.
So at some events in the earpiece are giving you direction. In the chat, that's where we get our direction. And King Kleck was asking, why is Scully sitting so far back? So bot and heads have to turn around to talk to him. Well, it's because I'm comfortable like this, and you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
are, you guys are talking about stuff I cannot contribute to, right? Like,
Well, that we only have to look one way. At
Yeah.
you got to look back and
Yeah.
forth. So being further back, it's less head turning.
and also I've been
Strategery.
here. I'm coming up in 8 minutes, hour 12 of sitting in this chair, so I'm kind of rocking back. But again, I
Yeah,
like.
you've been at this all day. You've
But
been at
I
this
like
all
to
day.
sit back and learn something. Like we have, you guys have more knowledge than me when it comes to this space. So I'm like a fan, like everyone. And I feel like I'm becoming like the fourth wall. I'm part of the camera. Like we're talking about 65s and Walmarts and Targets and Whoops and Orbits.
Those who were looking for E-Doc, he is up.
This is Edoc's
We got Neon,
next heat.
Nightwing, and Tasty as well. Yeah.
Qualifier 4 and 5
This
for
is going
Edoc.
to be a fast pass here.
I think at this point, this is the final group of 4, or final group of 16, final 4 heats. You're halfway through it. I think you're pretty safe if you're Edoc in 8th. I don't think he's going to get bumped out of the
Yeah.
elite top 16.
Yeah, really, you just got to kind of keep. Damn.
Wow, midair right out the break.
They were serious
Didn't
right
even make
there.
it around the first turn. Man, they are screaming.
Yeah, look at Nightwing. He's got some pretty bad video there too, but just absolutely killing it.
Nightwing so far in qualifying's top 5. But the difference between Nightwing in 5th and Neon in 3rd is less than half a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost, Nightwing almost looks like DJI stomping on him or something. He's got those Wi-Fi bars.
That channel actually is affected by Wi-Fi. It's
Okay.
Race Band 2. And so we have, there's a brand new, you know the RF Explorer?
Yes.
There's a new version of it.
Nightwing.
Oh.
There's like, yeah, we went from the power tester to the power meter. RF Explorer has now got one with Windows built into it. So we rolled up, and they actually called me because I spent a lot of time on the RF in events. And they're like, oh, dude, like 2, it's this. Race Band 2, we can't use it. So we actually recommended to the pilots, even though I was just going on the information from the new RF Explorer. I'm like, no, I agree, guys. They shouldn't use the channel. Use another one. The pilots actually flew and tested and decided to go with that channel, even though it kind of
All
it's
right.
getting
It's on
stomped
them
on
then,
by
yeah.
RF. Yeah.
It's so crazy to try to follow that too. It's just so like the Nightwing feed right here is just so fast. Like
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I could even fly like that. It's hard to watch.
Nightwing 29.
That's a lot of muscle memory.
Oh yeah.
It's knowing what's coming up next, and also the ground stations that we use. They're HD0 ground stations. They're a hybrid of analog and HD0 digital, but it doesn't have the same switching as like a cross. What's the immersion?
Rapid fire.
Yeah, rapid
yeah.
fire. Even like the old True RC one, you know, like True D or whatever it was, the
Yeah,
Furious.
the Furious. Yep.
Doesn't have the switching of that. And it also, remember the Clearview ground station?
Yeah.
It doesn't have the stitching of that. So the HD0 is decent, the analog is decent, but it doesn't have all that magic of those newer receivers.
Like the meshing mode or whatever.
The
to combine
magic
them.
of the box that we're using is that it allows us as an event organizer to support HD0 and analog without having to switch. Are you digital? Are you analog?
Yeah.
So this thing is switching between that.
That's
but
pretty
the-
incredible, actually. That's
but-
awesome.
And it's great. I mean, it's actually, this unit was sponsored by HD0.
Okay.
It's a great thing for race directors, for sure, because now they can support HD0, they can support analog. It's one box. They can hook up to it via HDMI. They can hook it up to it to their regular old composite DVR if they want. It's all great. The only thing it doesn't do is all the magic stitching that you see with HD0
Right.
or with the rapid fire, which is kind of sad because we have these live streams that everyone's watching. They're like, is video that bad? For the pilots, it's not.
Right, yeah.
Whether they're flying analog with their own receiver or HD0 with their own receiver, those receivers are outperforming it. For us, it's just the luxury of being able to show you everyone's feed
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And comparatively, just from some other Whoop race streams that I've seen, this is really good quality.
Really good.
Yeah, this is fantastic for sure.
But that channel was, they had a little vote. The pilots are like, no, we want to
R2.
stick on R2.
R2, yeah.
Makes no sense.
Hey,
I don't want to bore you with math
I'm
and
gonna let them
science.
do their thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what they
They
wanted.
got to race with it, you know.
That's right. It's not like the last vote where we're stuck for 4 years, you know?
You right?
Only 2 days. You imagine? We don't like this result. It's only 2 days.
Yeah.
It's not 4 years.
I see Prop Junkie and King Keek talking about they wouldn't know how to follow the track, where to go next and everything. It's really just you fly it in the sim, you fly your practice laps, you just get as much practice on the track as possible, I guess. And
There is also, it's very hard to tell, especially in like Neon or Nightwing's camera, but there is indicators on the floor marked red and green, and I believe that determines which direction you're supposed to turn.
yeah, I
to
can
right?
see the little dots, the little dotted arrows
So
down
there is
there.
something to follow, but when you're going as fast as some of these guys are, there's no shot you're seeing that.
Oh yeah, no way.
So when we get into brackets, I'm calling the race on who's where. And it does get really, really hard. And the best thing to do is just pick something that stands out. Start-finish cube is pretty obvious when they're going towards that. You also have this hurdle in the middle of the course. You also have a hurdle that they go behind. And so when you're trying to follow along, it's really the check marks. And when we get into racing tomorrow, it's going to be a little easier to follow because we're going to start at the same time. Everyone's racing to get to the finish line at the same time. They're not as spread out as they are right now. Right now, Neon is leading by 2 laps, plus 17 seconds. Second is E-Doc. He's now 1 lap and 20 seconds back. So basically, you're on the buffer of 2
Did
laps.
they just say
Yeah.
12-1 for Neon?
I got a 12.3 for Neon. 12.3
Okay.
on lap 4, and that is his personal best.
Wow.
That's his fastest lap. Oh, what you probably heard is Neon just took over number 1.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. He just took over
yes, he
number
did.
1 spot, 38-0.
Wow. Incredible.
Almost
Two-
a full second ahead.
2 12s and a 13.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Well, there was one question that everybody had about Neon was, will he be able to go that fast consistently? It looks like he just proved that point.
Yep.
Well, you really want to get into the granular. So it's your fastest 3 laps in sequence. So he goes 12-7, 12-6, laps 1 and 2. He's got it. Oh, no. 14-8 comes along.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's got to reset, right? So now he comes with a 12-3, which isn't the worst. 12-6, 14-8, 12-3. But that's where he goes full send. And it was actually his last 3 laps. 12-3, 12-5, 13-1. At 13-1, you're like, oh, it's not 12. You pair 2 12s with it.
Yeah.
He took the lead by 1.7 seconds.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a lot of time, too, and when you're getting that fast.
Yeah.
Half a second a lap.
That's a
Well,
lot
and
of
you're
time.
comparing, you're like, we're trying to describe, well, tomorrow it'll be a little easier to follow. They're all starting at the same time, so they're only going to be a second or 2 apart. And there, Neon was almost 2 laps. He was 2 laps.
Yeah.
Then it was a lap and 20 seconds ahead of everyone. And so, yeah, that's hard. No one can follow that.
No.
No.
No, that's incredible.
But he just took over number 1. Pork chop down to number 2. And that was, I believe, your pick. You didn't say your official pick,
No,
but
no,
you're
no.
like, Neon is probably the guy to watch here.
I'm thinking so, yeah. Just not my opinion, just the feel of talking to the pilots here. It seems like he is definitely one that people are gunning for to be in the first place.
I'm super stoked to still see Pork Chop in the top 3.
Yeah.
But that's a difference of over half a second per lap.
That's big.
I mean, there's only so much you can cut, too. You know what I mean? Like, how do you shave that time off? Just try to hit your lines cleaner and faster. And
Yeah, not only shaving the time, but then remaining consistent.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
those
very
3.
true.
So I believe we still have at least 4 more packs for everyone of this group. Yep. Looks
I
like
appreciate it though.
bot needs a rip.
Yeah, Mars knows what's up.
You gonna take a rip break?
I will when he gets back.
Okay. I like it. Keep me company.
Yeah. You don't want to leave you out here by yourself. You've been doing it hard all day. You've been working all day.
Hanging out. I'm just glad we got the Wizard of Goss to hit the buttons because it was a complex situation.
Oh yeah.
Like behind the scenes, like people don't really see what goes into running this format.
Oh, there's a lot going on back here. Yeah.
As
Off
much
screen,
as
there's a lot.
I love it, there's a lot that goes into it, which I mean I didn't mind doing, but even though this is qualifying round number 4 for heat number 2,
UGelin 15-9.
on our scoring behind the scenes, this is actually qualifier number 25, heat number 2, which follows up with number 26, heat number 2, but then we go back to 25, number 3. And you get a little cross-eyed after a few hours of it,
I
but
imagine.
there's no complaints because I think it's such an amazing pilot experience because I've saw it. I mean, I'm fortunate this race, first time ever, my son is racing, and I see him. I know so many of these pilots, and seeing that, okay, I just run a qualifier, but now I'm back-to-back, and seeing them improve just in those short little bursts, back-to-back, take a break, come back, and yeah, it's worth whatever sacrifice we got to make. I think it's a win. And again, shout out to AK because I believe he started running the races like that.
Yeah.
And the weBLEED team said we got to do that here at the Northeast Web Championships with weBLEED.
Fresh bread 18-2.
So the closest one to watch here is UGelin.
19-3.
He's got some 18s and a 19. He is about a second and a half, just under, from breaking the top 16 to being elite.
Flight name 29 points.
This will be his last lap here. Oh, he got on to one more,
GTS 19.
and he's not going to take it. That was still his best round. He didn't move in position, but his last 3, an 18, a 19, and a 16. He had his personal best hot lap at 15.9, but that was on lap 2. Didn't get factored into his equation. So he's still in 17th. One spot out. Right now, that's top of pro, top qualifier in the pro division. Qualifiers 17 through 32. Whose? We're getting Brody out in the field. So now we go back-to-back, same group. Qualifier number 5. Third last pack for the group. So UGelin had a 15.8. If he's able to do 3 of them, he would go from 17th, top of pro, to about 9th, inside the top 10 in the elite division. It's tough. You got 1. Now you got to find 2 more. You got to do them back-to-back.
Yeah.
Yes, Kiz. It was great. Thank you.
That was quick. There's Heisenberg FPV. What's up, buddy? Long time no see.
The Guinness does look
Heisenberg
good.
was
Might
at
have to
the
one of those after.
Bot Grinder IO.
Oh yeah.
Remember Heisenberg?
The Bach Grinder
Says
edition.
good Guinness. Only the best. This is why this is my new favorite event venue ever.
Because they have Guinness.
The bar attached to it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
With Guinness on top.
Yeah, that's nice.
The only thing that could make it better if we could get like 3 of these ballrooms that run 5-inch.
That'd be pretty fun.
That'd be amazing. I'd never leave.
Even like 3.5-inch racing indoors would be pretty sick.
Oh, we'd have a month of championships. We would start first weekend, Women's Drone Racing Championship. Next weekend, World Championship of Whoop Racing. Then the next weekend, week 3, Sport Class Championship of the World. And then the last one, Pro Class Championship. Indoors. Would not leave Fayetteville, New York,
Yeah.
here at the Coachman Inn and Suites. I don't know. Maybe they got a field out bag. Maybe we should talk to them.
It's a very whoopable
Oh, you know what? Let's
hotel.
add a fifth week.
Fresh bread 18
Freestyle week.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget
Yeah.
the freestyle week. We're gonna have to raise these ceilings a little bit. Maybe not. You could dive the chandeliers pretty easily.
We're gonna do some trippy spins.
Yeah. We got first
Some
gotta
natty
learn.
flips.
Gotta learn how to do them first. But yeah,
Some vanny rolls.
some fanny rolls. Yeah,
Yep.
do some fanny rolls.
We're
for
gonna go
sure.
live.
Don't forget the bot flip. You gotta do the bot flips as
Gotta
well.
do a bot flip.
Yeah, I'll make it up and then we'll do it.
We gotta do the Provo sack tap.
Yep.
Do you know that one?
I'm gonna pretend I do.
I don't know that I want to learn that one. Doesn't sound like one.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah.
Did Provo run into himself?
No, he just kind of did this
Just a little tap.
with her. Yeah,
Yeah.
little sack tap.
Ugelin 20.
Oh wait, on it.
FPV Provo. Yeah,
I remember
Provo, Utah.
I think I'm remembering this. Didn't him and Jet? Did they live together? Was that Provo or was that somebody else? Or was that Gab?
No, Jet. Jet was like Big Whoop. So Jet
right.
was with Zachary. Oh, Zachary Thayer, A Noob.
That's
what you're
right,
thinking.
A-Noob. They had
Who
that
kind of
house.
looked like Provo because they had the big beards.
I just
Yeah.
remember they were moving out of their house, so they decided to run their drones through the windows of the
Yes.
house before they moved out. That was great to watch back in the day. If y'all haven't seen that, definitely go check that out.
And Provo would have driven up in his truck,
Yeah.
done the Provo sack tap.
I remember meeting them at the first I.O. and I was like, these guys I see on TV, they're like professional drone pilots. And they're just like, hey, bot. I'm like, why are you talking to me? Like, this is awesome.
The most chill dudes ever.
Yeah, definitely good guys. I like Jet a lot.
Oh my gosh, we're talking about Ugelin. He was able to put it together. How?
Oh, look at that.
He's up to 14th.
Wow. Yeah.
15, 15,
Oh, now he's in that
28.
big mess too.
How did the math doesn't check out? 15, 21, 16. 15 and 21 plus 16. How do we get 53 out of that? I'm just gonna reach in.
Carry a one somewhere or something.
Did we do that? Uh-oh. Let's go
I'll be right
previous
back.
heat. All right, good luck. So how did Ugelin? This is the round. So it says Ugelin was a 53. So we got a 15, a 15, and a 28. That's 58. You got a 15, a 21. That's 36, and a 16. There it is there. A 15, a 21, and a 16. That made him break the top 16. He's in 14th. Good job, Ugelin. So that's perseverance right there. Even though you're
Absolutely.
down, you're like, I just did it because it announces. They don't hear us. They hear the timer.
Sure.
And it just said 21 and change. You're like, oh, no.
Right. Yeah. You
But
figure
no,
that's
you
it.
just followed up with another one, broke the top 16. I was thinking Ugelin would. I just can't believe the math checked out. He did. 15, 16, 21. That's in the top 16. Right now on the bubble, 53.8. So that is 17s, 3 17s, give or take, right? 17, 17. Yeah, it's going to be 51, so 17 and a half. Yeah, 3 17 and a halves is top 16. Ugelin did it. 15,
He's in
16,
there,
21.
Benny Mac 17.7.
That's crazy. I love math.
Ethan FPV 22.9.
Say hello to Timmy Tron watching us from the land down under, Australia.
Oh, very nice. What's up, Timmy?
He's a wild man.
Benny
Timmy
Mac.
Tron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ford Slayer
Yeah.
33 black.
He's a commentator, race director, live streamer, and racer. And whether it's one of his club events, they call them there. We call them chapters here in North America, but a club event,
Ethan FPV
he will do
26
all
black.
4 things.
Benny Mac
And
17.9.
if he gets near the podium, he'll take a knee.
FPV
Or it'd be at the
16.4.
Australian Championship, and he will do all 4 things and be in the top 16.
That's
Pushing
incredible.
podium.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
That's
a lot
amazing.
of work. Yeah. Very
Oh,
talented.
work. This guy. He can program his Stream Deck to, like, start this computer, that computer, and your next round of coffee in the Keurig.
Ethan FPV 20.
While he's charging batteries, watching someone else fly, figuring out his line, and commentating,
Ford Slayer 45.
and doing a review, DQing someone else. Great guy, a good friend of mine, Timmy Tron. He's just waking up.
FPV Skittle
Top of the morning.
83.
Oh yeah.
We still have lots of racing still to go. We're on heat number 3. of Group 4. So what does that mean in real time? We have at least 9 heats to go after this one.
17-3.
Top 16 has not been locked yet, but right now, Baxani, one of the Canadians, in 16th with a 53.6. But they are all separated within a second, 14th through 18th. Trying to make that cut. And a lot of those pilots are in this final group. Nothing is decided yet.
Slayer 23.5. Ford Slayer done.
They got somebody taking over for you tomorrow? Are you here again tomorrow?
I'm here all day.
Oh, man.
Yes,
Workhorse.
sir. I get to do this.
And yeah, don't forget, we are just heating up here. There is more racing tomorrow. This is just qualifiers tonight.
Yeah, I believe 9 a.m. we're going to start with our hobbyist division, qualifiers 49 onward. 16 bracket, elimination, double elimination, get to your final, crown a podium. Then we go to our sport division, qualifiers 33 through 48. It's great because everyone's evenly seated. They all want it. It's great. And that, when you're in your hobbyist, your sport, we were talking about how do you follow along these tracks. It's hard
Oh,
in
yeah.
the elite.
Yeah.
But when you get in those lower groups, they're all evenly seated. So you got chase cam after chase cam.
Oh, yeah.
A little easier to follow the course at that point, for real. So that'll be our sport division on or about 12. Then about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, our pro division, 17 through 32. And then I believe at about 6 o'clock tomorrow night, our elite championship top 16 as we get set to crown our 2024 weBLEED Northeast Whoop champion.
It's exciting. It's exciting stuff
Who
for
do you
sure. I
got?
wonder who's going to come out on top.
Who do you think? Who's taking it?
I like Neon and Nightwing.
Neon
I've
and
been
Nightwing,
watching
yeah.
both of them.
Solid
so between
choices.
those two for sure.
Yeah.
First and fourth in qualifying, but when it comes to head-to-head racing, it's whoever gets that finish first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But great choices. I'd love to see Pork Chop win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go
Just
for pork chop.
fan favorite at IO. He was the TQ until
Hell of a
Neon
fast
woke
pilot.
up.
I
Right.
mean, yeah. He's held that up until Neon, yeah.
But it'd be good to see Neon get a podium too.
Yeah, that'd be really
Yeah.
cool.
Qualifier number 5. Heat number 3. 9 heats to go. What'd you think of dinner?
Oh, that brisket was something else, man. That
Yes,
and
sir.
the tortellini wasn't bad either. It's good stuff. I haven't eaten all day, so that was my first meal, and I enjoyed it.
I get lost every time I leave this room. I like go out that door to go to the restroom, and I come in that door.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even know how it works.
I've left my hotel room, and every time I got to pick which way I got to go.
Try and get to the lobby, can't do it.
Nope.
So somehow I got lost, and I walked by the catering, getting ready for the buffet, and I smelled that. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I'll just hang out here.
I
then.
hope that's for us. It was so good.
Yeah, great spread of food here. Everybody's been taken care of. It's been awesome.
Benny
Been a really
Mac
good time.
28.9.
weBLEED,
Ford
killing it.
Slayer 26.2. Ethan
Everybody else
FPV
that's helped put on this event,
29.8.
a lot of hands on this, making it work. And so far, just really seamless, this whole event.
Benny Mac 16.3.
Yeah, lots of packs. We are talking earlier today, like 8 rounds of
FPV
8 packs, 7 qualifiers, 1 practice,
Ford Slayer
60 plus pilots
28.5.
Yeah.
in less than 12 hours. That's a lot of flying. It's a lot of stick
not
time.
easy to
Oh, yeah.
pull off hosting an event like that either. A lot can go wrong, but everything's been going really smooth so far.
Benny Mac 24.
Well, we do have brackets tomorrow. A lot of pressure,
Yeah, yeah, very
a
true.
lot of yelling,
Yep.
a little bit of tears.
18.3.
Yeah, that's when
But
the
so
pressure's
far,
on.
super smooth.
Ethan FPV
And
20.
qualifying is, different than once you're actually in it and then you're trying to push yourself and get that first place.
Yeah, you see, most people, especially at this point, we're midway through for the group. They've got 4, 5 rounds of qualifying in. They got like 2 or 3 left. So they kind of know, like we're saying, 16.
Ethan
Unless you're
24.2.
15th through 18th, it's pretty much a lock your position right now, but
Yeah.
it could
Walking in
change.
the chat there asking who's acro and who's angle. I believe in this, everybody's acro except Skittles, at least what we're watching right here.
This is the same heat when we brought it
Yep.
up about an hour ago.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Same heat.
Borg Slayer 109.9. Borg Slayer done.
Because I know Ethan is 90% sure Benny Mac is. I know 100% for sure Borg Slayer is. And Skittles is the king.
The angle king.
It looks like it missed one of yours.
Oh, did it really?
I got called out twice then.
Oh, it got 2 laps.
Yeah, I did like.
Was that your best?
Yeah, by far.
For real?
This was the first time I did it.
All right.
I'll run it.
No, I
I'll run
can-
it in the next 2, and then.
I can pull it. I'll pull it.
I'll be much better in the next 2. Though.
No, it's my privilege.
What happened there? The transponder didn't pick up his quad?
Well, technically, yes. So what we got is it actually does RSSI timing. So yeah, the receiver, the timing apparatus did not pick up Skittles. I'm gonna take a brief look. No, your camera's fine there.
Okay.
Taking a brief look back on, his video's not the worst. Oftentimes, in this situation, you see you got some more lines than normal.
Yeah.
Especially on this channel. We were talking about on Race Band 2. But normally, like, when the video's inferior, like, if you're not outputting video, the timer doesn't know you're going by.
Right.
So,
But you can see his video there.
yeah, what's going to happen is I'm going to manually time his laps while the next race
while
goes.
watching the video.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you guys can watch the next race, and I'll watch the last one. Like,
Yep.
yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery,
Right.
and today's a gift. That's why it's called the present.
If you take anything from this stream, take that saying.
And we're off.
Oh, we got my local homie Flyaway right there in this race. Oh, crashing out, just like we do back home. Oh, dang. Couple crashes this time. Slowpoke being pretty consistent there.
I don't know. I kind of want him
But
to
so,
beat my son,
29.3.
but at the same time, I kind of don't. I'm so torn.
31.7. Buxone 18 flat. Flyaway 52 flat. Buxone 17.9.
Kiz says even the lap timer nose angle doesn't count.
Denied.
When I do mine, I definitely do acro mode when I do my little whoop races, but I could see angle. I could see that being beneficial if you're more used to that.
I'm no racing professional by any means, but I have heard that it really comes down to the track. Sometimes angle mode might have an advantage. Usually it seems like it's acro that takes the advantage. But
Yeah.
Buxone
some of the
28.2.
obstacles may be a little
Casper
easier in angle.
Stultz 130.5. Slowpoke 30.
So one of the craziest races I've ever been to was XDC2, and it was in the former Las Vegas City Hall, which was the Zappos headquarters.
Okay.
And it was put on by Harrison Gale, XDC. And his first one was in a hotel room, like in the Western Hotel. He had a 5-inch drone race, and like one of the gates was a door from one room into the other. Like that was insane.
Yeah,
but this
sounds
one
nuts.
was on a track, and it was FPV light tracks. It was the first one they ever had, and you had to like. It was in a confined space, almost like this, and you're like 60 feet in the air. You're down. So many turns. There was a fire gate. you know, like something out of Stargate. And it was so sketch. Now, this was in 2016. This is in the early days of drone racing.
Still kind of
and
getting
so
their footing.
the lights went down. We went ready with the first practice pack. The first heat went. Everyone crashed, didn't even do a lap.
Yeah.
And then everyone went in horizon mode. I mean, everyone. Night Fury won it. Sean Taylor, who eventually became the first ever two-time multi-GP champion. He won the event, but in the first rounds, him and you were talking about A Noob, Zachary Thayer, Jet, they were all at this event. They were all in horizon mode. They just wanted to get around so they could understand the course. Provo was at it as well. Everyone was in horizon mode that first heat, so they could learn the course. Now, that's in the dawn of drone racing, right? So they hadn't been flying like a lot of these pilots have been flying acro for that long, but, I mean, you guys are talking about angle mode. I'm talking horizon, bro.
Right, horizon, straight up.
To get around XDC2.
Yeah. Kids asking the difference in colored markers. Do they indicate whether you go high or low? I don't know.
That's a fantastic question. It could also play a part in if you go high or low as well. Your guess is as good as mine at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really for this, like you were saying earlier, if you're going that fast, you're not looking at those dots. You're just memorizing the track and hitting
even
it.
if you are looking at them, there's no shot. You're telling what's going on.
Yeah, you're going to stop and be like, okay, let me go ahead and go up now. No, you're going for it. So they got the next group sitting up now. Somebody's rocking the Ethics chesty pack, it looks like. I wonder what's in there. What do you think's in that bag? I say some Skittles and maybe a Mountain Dew.
That's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah. It looks like he's going to go fast for sure. Is this five people?
What's that?
Is it 5 people racing? Or he's just watching. I see.
Yeah, he's got a spotter.
I see. Nice.
4 up all day long.
Yeah.
So Skittles was complaining about, he wasn't outputting the timing. He actually had a better run, 52.7.
Really?
Yeah.
did say he
3
thought they
tenths of
were-
a second better.
Nice.
Wow.
His first 3 laps. He had some other wonky ones in there.
Yeah, he's chipping away.
Yeah. I
haven't seen old Jesse Perkins around here yet. I wonder if he's still showing up tonight.
You know, the worst part is, though, the time is better, but Skittles does not move. He's still in 14th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah.
But not the worst.
Yeah.
Still going to make me do some work. But at least we know the timing is legit. We can swear on it. It's not fake news.
No.
It's not a stolen lap time. High seat in this one. Back Sony. We just about died.
We just camera caught
Well.
it.
Was that Casper Skulls?
So does that count as a triple face
Yeah,
punch?
bonus
They hit the
points.
camera?
Bonus points, yeah.
No.
So he already gets a lap. He's on lap 2 already.
Oh, that's the teleport?
Yep.
Like Mario. Looks like Baxoni having some trouble over there. Sometimes when you crash right away, you just got to take a second to breathe and get your bearings. You know, you can't just take off again.
So he's crashed and his video is deteriorated.
Yeah.
Earlier today in like our first group, we had 2 pilots. They would crash and their video would improve.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. He's got to do it again.
And that little thing I had to do, like to manually time, I had to do all their times watching the worst video. But it would get better as the heat went on as I reviewed it.
You can really tell HD0 on here versus analog. It looks like Casper's running analog and then up there Flyway running HD0. It's so much cleaner.
It's definitely changed the game.
Yeah.
It's made it more enjoyable.
Really minimal breakup on them, too.
Yeah, definitely less breakup. And it's different breakup as well. You get your kind of analog, but it's more like little pixels rather than straight lines.
In this scenario here, it definitely seems like it's less distracting than the normal analog breakup.
Yeah, definitely.
Fly.
Oh, Baxoni, that video, man, damn.
Yeah, I think he's
That's
done.
done.
Slowpoke 29.
Even the computer agrees. Crashed out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's bot grinder approved right there. All day long. But not the worst for Baxani. He's on the bubble in 16th for Elite, but he has 2 more packs. Try and get ahead of that curve.
Good call.
But at the worst case for Baxoni, and I hate to be like, oh, you know, setting the stage for another one of my fellow Canadians, he's in heat number 4. So he is literally one of the last 4 pilots to fly at that leaderboard. So right now, sitting in 16th, kind of scary, but not the worst because
Right.
he'll be able to answer whatever happens in the next few heats.
These gates that we're flying on here today are provided by weBLEED FPV. I'm not sure if they are PVC or not. It doesn't look like it's not actually transparent. It's I think they're white. But they are available on weBLEEDFPV.com.
Yeah, they got some great gates, the circular ones.
Yeah.
You get as a kit. I think they come in 4. They pack up in a tiny bag,
Yeah.
pop open,
Yeah.
They're really fun to
LED
pop
lined.
open.
They're great. We have a bunch. We set up a drone course in our shop to prepare for racing here this weekend. Great gates, but yeah, these the other gates. My kid calls them the walkie-talkie gates, but the other gates with the
squares
pole
with the-
dancers
yeah.
up top. weBLEEDFPV.com for your race course supplies and all your drone racing supplies and freestyle.
Yeah.
Dare I say,
fantastic
heads?
loop
It's all
motors,
there.
too.
He's got a little bit of everything.
Probably the best tiny whoop batteries in the game right now. Most people run weBLEED batteries.
For sure. For sure, those folded cells.
Yeah.
See a lot of them over there in the pits, especially I've also started noticing Beta FPV's lava batteries over there.
I haven't seen those
Their
yet.
new
Is that
lava,
new one?
yeah, they're new lava 300 milliamps. Apparently they're
Okay.
good folded cells.
Nice. I'll
Sounds
check
good.
that out.
We got coming up here next, Neon's.
I'm not sure.
Looks like
Some guys editing, changing race results. That was me.
there we go.
The EDOC race. A lot of EDOC fans. Oh, is it the EDOC race?
Yeah,
mess you up?
E-Doc's out there.
editing. Are we on 27-1? You got all of 26 done, right? Yeah. So you're on 27-1. All right. Yeah, I was just.
Swapping back and forth every race. It's a very unusual situation.
No, you
Surely,
got
I'm
it. You got
surprised
it
they're-
right. I was just doing an edit. That's why it was off.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you where we're at right now.
We're 27-1. Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're a standard 28-inch gate or not. If Zotek walks by, I'll yell at him and ask. I'm not exactly sure. They look like they probably are. Look about the same as the ones I'd build at home, so I'd say it's pretty close.
For all that racing practice?
No. Freestyle, of course. Give myself obstacles, though.
It's for all the infinity loops that he does.
There you
Wow.
go. Those infinity loops with his infinity whoops.
Infinity whoops, yeah, excuse
Yeah.
me. I always say it wrong.
I'll check my
Leon
notes.
FPV 12.9.
I wrote whoops,
Wing 15.5.
but it is
I mean, you
loops.
got- I didn't even bring any notes. I just was freestyling. This
It
whole
is
thing.
loops.
Nope.
Oh, down goes EDOC. Down goes Nightwing.
That Nightwing recover, though, that was fantastic. He did a little wiggle, and he's right back into it.
Nightwing 17 flat.
And with the crash, he was still a 17.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Neon here with triple 12s.
EDOC 23.7.
So he's 4th right now, 41
Nightwing
as his fastest
63.
3. So he's got a 15, a 16, and a
Leon FPV
17.
13.6. EDOC 14.
He's got to find a gear. That 17 still hurt. 15 was working,
Tasty 26.
but they're halfway through. They got about 50 seconds still to go. So basically a full reset.
Nightwing 20.9.
There's a reset for Nightwing. He could still do 3 more hot laps. Now, I mean, he's a lock into the elite tomorrow. He's
Yeah.
4th, but
E-Doc 23.5.
He's not far out of top 3. Be a good way to end the night. 30 seconds to go.
Nightwing 17.2.
15, 17, 16.
Tasty 7.
I think he's just going to try and use this to warm up for that last pack, which is immediately after this.
Yeah.
Nightwing 14.
Oh my gosh.
Tasty 24 flat. Tasty done.
Neon tied. Neon tied his round earlier.
Nightwing 15.7. Nightwing done.
This is how crazy it is. A round ago, remember when he took over TQ over Pork Chop? His fastest 3 laps, 38.003. He just did 3 laps in 38.003. Down to the 1,000th of a second.
Talk
He just
about
did it twice.
consistency, man. That's crazy.
Wait till he flicks back to the current race screen. He's doing some magic. Goss is doing some magic behind the scenes. Can't wait to see what's happening here. Uh-oh, he's getting lost. 28-1. There you go. So, Neon 38.003. So I'll show you here. So round 26, when he took over the number 1 spot.
Oh, yeah.
12-3, 12-5, 13-1, 38.003. The next round, so remember the number 38.003. In round 27, 12-9, 12-7, 12-2. That's a total of 38.003.
That's wild. That is wild.
Absolutely insane.
12-9, 12-7, 12-2. The last time we saw him, previous to that, we had a 13 in there, right?
Yeah.
Where'd he go? There he is. 12-7, 12-6. No, this one.
That last one.
12-3, 12-5, 13-1. And then he does it with 3 12s. He answers it down to the 1,000th of a second.
That's crazy.
12-9, 12-7, 12-2.
Wow.
You're on 28-1? So, I think the event's over if he does 38.003 3 times in a row.
3 times, yeah.
I think that's it. New rule.
Automatic end.
New rule.
Yep.
Looks like they're having a little discussion here behind the scenes, but we're going to go green. 38.003. Neon FPV has done it twice. That's messed up. Imagine if that monitor was 4K. There's so much information we're not even seeing.
Right.
But that is absolutely bananas.
Neon FPV 15.5. E-Doc 15.2.
All right.
Tasty
So we got a lot of Nightwing fans. He just had a 13-3. Does 3 of those. That betters his time. Could move him from 4th into 3rd.
14.3. Neon FPV 12.4. E-Doc 13.7. Tasty 17.9. Neon FPV 12.3. E-Doc 14.2. Nightwing 21.4. Tasty 18.3. Neon FPV 15.8. E-Doc 13.9.
What did I miss, Heads?
Neon dropping another 12.3.
No.
Yeah.
Nightwing 20.7.
But look at those.
FPV 14.8.
Yeah.
14 flat.
Can you imagine? He was so close to doing another 3-peat there. 12-4, 12-3, then a 15.
Yeah.
But still,
Nightwing 13.6.
He's done though. He's now in the crash gate. He's chilling.
Tasty 37.
I mean, when you take the TQ time, it's nice, but you do the exact same time twice.
Yeah, that's something else.
I don't know if that's happened before. It may have, but that's a statement.
And I know you guys on stream cannot see him, but Neon is sitting over there, cool as a cucumber, just kind of hanging out, goggles up, just waiting for everybody to finish racing.
Nightwing 17-7.
Dingle's in the chat asking, is T-Dog not competing? No, T-Dog didn't make it to the event.
Tasty 20.
I think he's been to this event before, but T-Dog does have a lot of things going on in his life. He just won the museum race 3 weeks ago. And this weekend, he wasn't able to come to this race. He had to stick around home. And I did see that he was hosting a party in his basement. He was inviting all his friends and neighbors over, and he called it the T-Dog Race at a Museum Championship Party. And he was buying the pizzas for everyone to come and celebrate his win at his house.
That's awesome.
But I'm sure T-Dog would love to be here. He doesn't miss many races, but he does have school and other things going on, has to be selective. And how pretty cool, though, to host your own pizza party to celebrate your win.
That's pretty
3
awesome.
weeks after it. I got to make an edit here. Race 27. Heat 2. So that means we have 6 heats to go before our freestyle jam session. Bot grinder and heads.
Yeah.
That'll be exciting. So how are we doing this? One at a time?
Yeah, whatever.
That
We
doesn't
were
matter.
flying together
Yeah,
earlier.
we were
just
flying
fine.
together earlier.
We're going to fly together. Do I need to fire up an instance of multi-GP to do channel assignments, or you guys got it?
Yeah, I think we
R8
can figure
and
it
R- I
out.
think, yeah, we're R8 and R1 we were flying earlier.
Yeah, 1 and 8. We're good. Yeah, everybody in the chat asking for that Neon T-Dog matchup. I've been hearing that for a minute.
You want 999? $27.2 is where you're at? Yeah.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Trim King FPV says, I think T-Dog would do 11s.
Very possible.
I don't know.
You seen that kid tear his basement up? I know,
Oh.
no pressure there, I guess.
So I don't know. Am I a personal friend of T-Dog's? I know too much about T-Dog's pizza party celebration of his museum win. I don't know. Maybe I follow his social media or I'm his Facebook friend, and regardless, I don't care. I think I'm Facebook friends with his mom. But he set up his course, his practice course. Like, come on over, we'll fly. And it's not like the NorthEast weBLEED Championship course we see here. There's gates all spread out. No, his gates are all within a 6-foot radius. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's what he flies.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
Fresh bread 19 flat.
that would be good watching.
Dio GTS 20 flat.
But everyone gets their race.
Lightning
Everyone gets their day.
Yep.
T-Dog winning the museum. Now Neon TQ here at the weBLEED NorthEast Whoop Championships. Will they match one day? For sure. We've been talking a lot tonight about Night Fury, first ever 2-time multi-GP drone racing champion. One of his quotes was, "The champion is the best on the course that day. Run the same race again tomorrow."
Ugelin 21.1.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Every dog has his day, whether you're a T-Dog winning the museum, having a pizza party.
Dio
In the basement, yeah.
Neon, our TQ so far, the 2024 weBLEED NorthEast World Championship.
Lightning 40.
I mean, you can be the fastest pilot ever, but if you can't handle the pressure, if you can't handle it once you get here, and like maybe you smack a gate right off the bat, get frustrated. If you can't immediately get over that, you're not going to do well.
Got a lot of eyes on you. You know
Yeah.
that it's being live streamed. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's a lot different than just racing in your local with your homies. You know what I mean? This is
Sure.
this is serious
yeah.
business here.
Or just sitting and burning laps at your house, not dealing with all the extra sounds and everything else.
Yep.
A lot of distractions here.
25.8 lightning done. Dio GTS 39 flat. Dio GTS done.
Hear their own thing in their mind. They go to a race and they hear their name.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
I mean, in the early early days of drone racing, I used to be able to call a race, say their name, and they would all crash. You call them. Jiu-Jitsu is your leader. Boom, he's gone. You gelling up into second. Boom, years is game. It
Yeah.
used to be that bad. Announcer jinx, commentators curse.
Uh-oh. Did we lose a mic for Scully? Scully's mic is off. Ah.
That's probably my best line of the night, too.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it's looking that way, Trim King. Definitely.
I just went high voltage.
Yeah.
Scully's did like an Amber Heard. Did you watch the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial?
A little
very,
bit.
Very
of it.
little.
Did her mic cut out?
No, I think maybe they mean it because it took a crap on you.
Ah,
I think
good.
that was the joke.
Thank you, Heads.
You're welcome.
Good one. It's been a long day.
Yeah,
But I see how that lights up.
It's probably a longer day for him, I think.
Yeah, I can live stream for about 2 hours, and then I start going loopy. But you've been now doing the race for 12 hours a
It's
day.
just a robot.
Yeah, just kick it in.
And we haven't
automatic
even,
mode.
like, today in qualifying, really the information I'm just sharing is, like, here's where they're qualifying, here are their times, here's what they need to do.
Mhm.
And I was on the PA in here, so I'm trying to, like, help the pilots out, give them the information that they need.
Right.
I wasn't, like, putting up a green screen and doing crazy bot grinder stuff like you do on every Friday night.
I mean, I just talk. You were reciting useful information, you know.
And my mic did an Amber Heard during my best tip.
Flight name 19
Yeah, y'all missed some great
Line of the
tips.
night. We'll fix it up in post, though.
Fresh bread 15.8. Ugelin 20.7. Flight name 19.6. Dio GTS 23.3.
I think I'm going to have to build a heat so
Fresh
we can
bread,
have
17.
heads and bot grinder with the overlays.
Ugelin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do some math, yeah. But it's not a race. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
No, yeah, definitely not a race.
Yeah,
Flight
it's
name
not a race.
19.7.
Definitely not. No.
Dio GTS.
It's not even a competition.
No.
So many times, so many events,
bread.
they've tried to make freestyle a competition. It's not.
It's
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
It's definitely not.
It's very
No.
subjective. It's not something you can just judge like that.
No, I mean, we did one at, oh gosh, what was it? The second IO, I think, of the freestyle competition, and it's
Yeah.
when Cricket first started doing backwards dives.
Oh,
so like,
yeah?
he just won, you know, 'cause
Yeah.
he did a backwards
Yeah,
dive.
what are you supposed to do to that?
And like, you know, there was a lot of tricks, and it was super cool, and he deserved it. But I'm like, he did one backwards dive. You know,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
a lot of tricks.
Yeah.
So that kind of shows the judges like a little bias.
Exactly.
Like you're saying, it's hard to objectively judge a freestyle competition
yeah.
because you know, say I'm a fan of Juicy Flicks and nobody does any, I'm gonna be like, you get a 5. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah. Or
And it's
maybe
hard to do
somebody
that.
absolutely hates trippy spins, and
Right.
you
Exactly.
never know.
And I get up there and start doing vanny rolls, and they're like, what even is that?
And yeah,
Just
you
give
get
this
kicked
guy a
out.
trophy.
Looks like a big move by Fresh Bread.
Dio GTS 20.1. Dio GTS.
16, 15,
Oh, yeah.
17, his first 3.
Nice.
And I'm hearing some. Oh, he's already saying no, not right. Because,
Saying
yeah,
there's-
it's a big
did
move
not get a
at this
15 on the
late
last one.
stage in the game to go 8 positions. Yeah, he's taking a knee on it. They're gonna make some adjustments. So I guess that's no big changes. Well, what's crazy is I remember the World Drone Prix in Dubai, which
Yeah,
I think was 2015.
That track.
Okay.
But then we had freestyle. I wasn't there. I say we. I watched. There was freestyle, and it came down to Min Chen Kim, MCK FPV, and Steele Davis,
Yeah.
I've
Mr.
heard of
Steele.
this. Yeah.
And maybe it's because I'm North American. I thought Steele did a better freestyle. He used way more of the track.
Yeah, I remember that.
This was
He
the
like-
one where Min Chen lost video and took his goggles off to finish it.
Heads knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
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 This
yeah.
is like, you remember that?
I don't know. I watched
I
it
was
long
leading
after
into
the
that.
fact.
I was leading into that.
I'm
right.
sorry. Yeah, it was long after the fact that it happened. I watched it.
That's exactly what happened. So MCK goes, "Oh, I lost video."
He's a-
Takes off his goggles and starts
he's
freestyling
a sick
line of sight.
pilot,
Well,
though.
no one
He-
knew
he-
this,
yeah.
other than all of Korea,
Right, right.
north and south. And he's like doing that, and the judge is like, "Boom, win!" Because again, freestyle is a competition. There's no rule book. They just kind of let's try this, and so they're all watching it basically line of sight. They're like, MCK wins.
Yeah.
And then we're like, hold on. Steele did a way better freestyle, but he was on goggles. And then, so it kind of was under the rug. And then
Yeah.
about a year later, there's this video of this Korean guy, turns out it's MCK, freestyling line of sight a quad in a theater of people right over their heads, going brrr, brrr,
my
brrr,
God.
brrr. The craziest thing you've ever seen. Like, there is no other unsafe display of drone piloting other than you're like, oh my God, that's MCK. And then you see his line of sight skills are on par with no one's ever. Like,
Yeah, he's sick with it.
yeah. So, line of sight, FPV, I mean, he's a talent. He's the fastest drone racer in the world.
Yeah.
For sure.
Freestyler, again, he was doing good, but then he lost. This is where the air quotes come in. He lost video, whips off the goggles, and does the sickest things you've ever seen. But he did it line of sight. And is it FPV? And again, it's art subjective.
It is. Yep.
Yeah.
Since then, I've seen a lot of events with MCK, and I totally appreciate his skills. I even saw that crazy video where he's like buzzing people's hair with a quad line of sight,
Yeah.
which you should never do.
Hell no.
But, oh, it's MCK. Like, I'd be out there. Like,
Benny Mac.
I trust him. I think he's pretty damn skilled.
everyone has
He
a
does-
bad
He does
day.
some 3D flying. I think I've seen him do too, just for fun.
Insane.
All around, really good pilot.
But you
Yeah.
can imagine at the event because, like, you know, he got like $500,000 or something
Yeah.
when it should have been Steele's.
Benny Mac 16.
Yeah, that's
In
I don't
my
know
opinion.
That.
Yeah,
it's
right.
the same thing as like skateboarding competitions. You know what I mean? I guess now it's in the Olympics, so they have a way to do it. But there was Rob Deerdrick had a system with a dial. So you know the judges all have a dial, and if the person's doing good, you put the dial up. If they start doing bad, you put the dial down, and it averages out the scores and everything. So it's not just a person making up a random number. You know, I thought that was a pretty good way to do it.
Kiz Bartlett says, I seen a video of it and he has a joke.
Benny Mac.
I mean, again, everything is everything's subject to your own opinion, but maybe when you're talking about trippy spins and matty flips and vanny rolls of 2024, but MCK, I mean, line of sight, there is no one that has the skills of him.
Yeah.
If you can find that video of him buzzing people in a theater,
I haven't
like,
seen that. I'll
it's
check
probably
over
it's
for
probably
that.
under like most dangerous drone video ever. That's probably the title. And you'll be like, oh my God, that guy has the craziest. He's cutting people's hair with his quad under complete control. Everyone's chill. They're like, oh yeah, this is normal. It's not.
Not at all.
His skills are unparamount. And you want to talk about his racing record? No one can touch it. There is, and I've been all over the world. I've seen the winner of that World Drone Prix, Banny UK. I watched him win all across Europe. He went to Korea because the Koreans, they spent so much money on the growth of drone racing. Banny UK was faster than MCK, but could never beat MCK. MCK always owned him in Korea, and then there was a whole home country advantage.
Right.
Then MCK let his wings fly, left Korea, and he has won every major race that he's been at. He's won every major race in America, all across Europe.
Yeah.
He just won in Russia. And I mean, that's a
Incredible.
win for who would want to even go to Russia, but he did, and he won.
That kid
Incredible.
is insane. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is so
Very
talented.
Kiz Bartlett doesn't like his freestyles. I understand.
PV skills done.
And maybe by today's standards, but it is what it is. I got to find that video. Be
We got to find this Kiz Bartlett fella talking trash.
I don't know if he means joke in a bad way though. Kiz is a cool dude. I don't know if he means it like that, but
Well,
I
it's
think he means
freestyle.
joke as in he's insanely good.
Well, at the same time, his style is very robotic, right?
Yeah, yeah,
and
for sure.
You know, and
He's got that S bang.
It's
Yeah.
hard to break it too, coming from the racing style that he has. Very
oh
snappy.
yeah, like the stuff he does, very 3D heli-esque. You know, like whips backs and forth. Like
Yeah.
what he can make a quad do, no one
Yeah.
can do. There really isn't anyone that can touch it. But I mean, I'm not faulting anyone. I appreciate everyone with their opinion in the chat. And
Of course.
I could see Kiz Bartlett not liking his freestyle because again, it's very robotic.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
It's not like heads. It's trippy spins.
Right. It's not like Vanny rolls and
It
trippy
is
spins.
infinity loops.
Right.
Lost something out on the track.
Something tiny, apparently.
Something very tiny, yes, judging by the,
Yeah.
the finger motion.
Definitely fun day of racing. Yeah, a whole other one tomorrow, too. Retro Gamer, how you doing?
Yeah. Head-to-head racing. That's the real racing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this is just qualifiers, and it's been, at least these last couple of heats have just been wild.
Oh, but we're close. Oh, my God, guys. 3 heats.
That's it?
4 heats, including
Do you
this
think the
one.
buffet's
4
still
heats. 4 heats. Do we see the Bot Grinder and Heads Freestyle show?
All right.
I'm in.
I should have probably charged some batteries for that, but
You haven't charged batteries?
no.
What do you fly? 450s?
1S. Or I fly the weBLEEDs.
450s?
Whatever. Is that the fat ones?
The like 450 milliamp or 300?
The skinny ones.
The sticks?
Yeah.
I got to cut like 7 of those charged.
Okay, sick. Yeah. Yeah. Sick. Perfect.
You're so
And
my
it's
style,
on.
bro.
And it's on.
You're so
Like,
my yeah.
I
The
have
skinny
some
ones.
Stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know. I've just never looked at the milliamp on it. But aren't 450s fat ones or no?
They're thicker, yeah. They're,
Okay.
they're about double the size.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
Kiz
pretty sure
Bartlett
300
was
then.
saying MCK is a joke, like he's on another level.
Yeah,
is what he
yeah.
meant.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
Kiz
yeah,
is
yeah,
good, dude.
yeah,
Kiz
yeah.
knows what's up.
No, he knows his stuff. I wasn't faulting his opinion, but
I
I
thought
took
you
it
were,
as
bro.
he was calling him a joke. He
Did
didn't
you
like
hear me,
his
Kiz?
freestyle
I stood
style.
up for you, buddy. I stood up for you. I got your back.
I said I'm coming to look for you, kids.
Yeah, everybody was going to come look for you, but I got your back.
Well, Bot Grinder and I had your back, Kiz.
Me and Kiz are both scumbags,
But
so
heads-
we gotta look out for each other.
Now, Kiz is a regular over on my stream as well. I love Kiz. Good dude. A fellow
now,
Tiny Whoop freestyle
Kiz
and
like-
race pilot.
Kiz is like, please don't come for me. We never were. And you know what? Again, it was me. I just misinterpreted it. I didn't understand it.
It happens. I mean,
You know,
12 hours.
I didn't get the Amber Heard, and I didn't get the MCK as a joke. I did not. My bad. I'm not as hip as I like to pretend to be.
All we can do is just try better, you know? Let's try better next
We'll
time.
cut this out in post.
Yeah. Tell the editor to put a good light on me as well.
Props off saying, give Paul a big hug for me. Yeah, we're talking about the hours put in. Seeker's been grinding it here beside us.
22.6.
And he, too, has 5 heats to go for today.
Benny Mac 23.3. Borg Slayer 28.9. FPV
Skittles,
16.8.
remember a while ago he was on 16 on the bubble? He's
Yep.
now up to 14th. And that wasn't even with that one I had to DVR review. Last time we saw him, which
Big
was just a
improvement.
moment ago,
Yeah.
he moved up 16th to 14th.
Benny Mac 23.3.
Could be
FPV
safe.
22.6.
Just depends on who's in Heat 4.
Oh, he
But
is-
I think Skittles is
Skittles
safe.
very
Borg
close to
Slayer
overtaking OG Dr. Love's time there.
Well, he was.
F-
He had a
He
pair of
was, yeah.
16s, but an 18 before it and a 20 and change after it. There's a 59 for
Benny
Skittles,
Mac 20.6.
but there's not enough time to get 2 more on top of that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, a good way to end the day.
Absolutely.
That's a 7th round of qualifying. I think he's a lock into our Elite 16.
Skittles done.
I'd say
In
so.
14th,
Benny Mac
I don't think he's
15,
going to drop
Benny
any
Mac
from
done.
there.
I can't imagine.
Borg Slayer 31.
I feel like
Well-
everybody's pretty well seated now. Ooh.
Remember a while ago, too, Skittles is staying out there. This doesn't matter, though. Even the guy running the scoring computer already hit save, called it a day. He's like, no, nothing's going to change. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine in 14th. So I'll challenge that. Oh, Borg Slayer moved up 5 positions ahead of my kid. Now I can sleep a little better tonight. That'll be all right. That'll be okay. No, he's already done. Yeah. Now we got everyone rallying behind Kiz.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, King Kleck. No one's faulting anyone. It's all peace and love right
Yeah,
now.
right?
It's-
These are a lot of guys from my chat as well. We
Oh.
we bust.
so now they're
Bust balls on
they're
there, it's fine.
continuing the joke.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
yeah,
like,
it's
"Oh,
okay.
my feelings are hurt,"
It's
you
all
did
but
it.
they're
You
not.
did it now.
Let it rip.
Last two to go.
Nice.
Then these guys are freestyling. These guys are freestyling. Not in a competition, but yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna do Vanny rolls.
Vanny rolls. Yeah. Well, we're hurrying up for that. See, Kiz Bartlett's on my team as well. So don't worry. You're going to refresh at the bar in a moment. Yeah. Thanks, bud. Got 2 heats of racing and a huge pack of freestyle to get to before it's bar time tonight. The 2024 Northeast weBLEED Whoop Championships.
Props off. Grim was at a Whoop. Grim copies everything I do. He was at a Whoop race today too. I can't do anything without Grim copying me. Jeez. What was Grim doing? Was Grim racing? Grim probably wasn't racing, was he?
He was at the UWL champs.
Grim, he's like a dollar store version of me.
Oh.
Is you know what's going on.
There's only one bot grinder.
Right. Like if you went to
Friday
Wish,
night live
if you
streams.
ordered bot grinder from Wish.
Oh, from Wish. Or the new one. What's it?
you would get
Temu?
Grim Ripper. Although he makes better videos than me. Temu, yeah, I don't know. about
Does he have the
Temu.
same views?
He has a nice camera.
Oh.
Yeah, he makes way better ones. His framing is better than mine.
You got
as
the
well.
R10, bro.
Yeah, I got the R10. I splurged for the R10 instead of the R7. That was like $4 grand. I got the cheap one. I got the I'm a budget entry level vlogger, so I got the entry
Dude,
level camera.
Canon just had a sale. I just got an R7.
Fuck. The Canon log is the only thing I'm really missing is the
Yeah.
log color. That looks really nice.
You know what?
Mine has nothing.
I haven't shot with log yet because I do most of my editing's outsourced.
Mm.
And then every day I'm like, do I do log? But then I'm like, oh, what if I mess it up?
Yeah, like what if you don't like it and you film
A
the
little
whole thing with
scared,
it?
yeah,
It's scary to change stuff when you're like locked into how you film and do stuff.
And real estate photography is a lot like a bando. You don't want to go back.
yeah, I feel that.
It's a one and done thing.
yeah.
It's like gorilla whooping a target. They know you.
Get
Yeah.
in and out.
Casper Skulls 1.
Yeah, thankfully we have several in my town, so I can spread it out. And also, nobody cares whatsoever.
20.4. Flyaway 40.
So right now, this is the final heats. I mean, this group will run one more pack, right? But Baxoni's in 16th, Flyaway's in 24th. Baxoni, it's pretty much a lock. But Flyaway could pull something out, but he's got to find about 3 seconds a lap.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that a consistency thing? Maybe. Flyaway has a 28 and a 47.
Casper Skulls
Second last pack.
1.5. Slowpoke 51.1. Baxoni 9.
But I know a lot of people worried about Skittles. I think Skittles is in. I don't think anything could happen there.
No, yeah, I think he's set.
Flyaway 24th. That's a bump of 1. Slowpoke still ahead. Oh, Slowpoke did get ahead of my kid.
Nice.
So that's good. I can feel a little better. Borg Slayer and Slowpoke got ahead of my kid. So that's fine. They said my kid was going to beat him, but they were able to answer, and I just feel better about that.
Yeah?
Yeah. Or I'd be having to do some Venmo action for all the parts and stuff they gave my kid, you know? But hey, well, you beat my kid. Like,
Right.
screw you guys. I mean, you got this kid all excited, then you beat him.
Yeah, I mean, you beat a kid. Jeez.
No changes on that one. Well, you guys are on deck.
Oh, that was it?
You got one more.
All right.
Yeah, up on deck.
All right, yeah. Last pack's coming up.
So whoever wins this wins the whole race, right? Is that what it is?
That's
The whole
how it
weekend?
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we go home
we're done.
after this.
Double,
good.
single elimination, easy.
Off to the bar we go.
Dang, I got my rental car for 2 more days, I guess, then. I don't
Yeah.
know what
Dang.
to do.
That's nice.
Maybe I'll go to Canada.
Come on up.
Yeah, let's cruise on up to Canada.
That border is only like 6 hours from here.
Well, I see I'd have to park and then sneak across because I don't have the passport. So,
Ooh.
yeah, that might take me a little longer.
Southern border, no problem.
But I'll call you once I
Yeah,
get
why
in.
don't
Come
why
pick
don't you
me up
go?
for sure.
Why don't you go to
Go
Mexico,
all the way down.
down
and
all the way
route.
up to
Yeah.
Canada? Yeah,
That's the move.
yeah.
I will. No, never mind. I won't say that on the stream.
It's okay. Say it.
Montreal was very easy to sneak into.
Yeah.
Way too easy to sneak into. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no security at that border.
Oh, that's actually so. So, U.S. southern border, we don't need to touch on that too much.
Right,
Sure.
right.
But Canada's southern border, which we share with the
bunch of
United
filthy
States of
Americans
America,
getting in, apparently.
right by Montreal, we have this one place, and it's something bridge or something. It's not an official border crossing, but that's our southern border problem is that one spot right there. It's like Roxon Crossing or something like
That's
that.
probably how
So
I got it.
that's how you got into Montreal. Yeah, that's the one.
I did go over a bridge on the train, so very
No, they
possible.
call it that. Yeah, you literally walk through the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just like from what I've seen, according to the news, you get over and they high-five you and just let you across. Yeah, we have the same thing. Roxon Crossing or something. Yeah. Come on up.
They hand you a joint. Welcome.
Yeah, they do.
Welcome, eh?
Totally legal. Yeah, when you cross into Canada, they ask, do you got any weed? Not because they want to search you
Right,
or
right.
prosecute you.
You
They're
make
like,
sure you're good.
no, they share. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I've been sitting at this border crossing forever.
Yeah, you look like you could use a joint.
Welcome to Canada, eh?
I ate so much poutine when I was there, and
So
when I
good.
got back to the States, nobody had it. I mean,
No.
you try to find it, it was not the same. And they had like bacon flavor, they had Southwestern flavor, like there was all kinds of different ones. It was crazy.
Oh, dude. You got like enchilada flavored.
Oh, shut up.
So
That-
salsa'd up.
Okay, I'm gonna
So
try to
good.
make that when I get home.
Flyaway 19.5.
Uh-oh.
Baxone 19.7.
Fly away with a 19. That's a good opening lap. He's the one
Yeah,
who's
on the
24th.
26.6.
This would have to be pretty spectacular. But the race isn't over.
Baxone 19.3.
Slowpoke 43rd.
Flyaway 26.2.
Near the bottom of sport. I guess really the one, Casper Skulls, doesn't have 3 laps recorded.
Casper Skulls 56.4.
He just got one at 56.
Baxone
2
19.6.
minutes to get it done.
Slowpoke 34.
Now there's the whole shot. So he has burnt a minute and 3. He needs to get this next lap in about 56 seconds, and he'll get on to lap 3
Flyaway 32.1.
with a chance
Baxone 18 flat.
to officially. That's what we're really watching this one. Casper Skulls to get his 3 laps in officially. Everyone goes into brackets tomorrow, whether it's the hobbyist, the sport, the pro, the elite. But this is what we're watching. Casper Skulls. There he is. He gets on to lap 3.
Casper Skulls 38.6.
The 38, where'd that come from?
Slowpoke 35.5.
He had a 56. I said, well, if he does another 56, he's on. He just did a 38.
Flyway 24.7.
Time to spare. So no matter what happens, 2 minutes goes, he gets to finish the lap. Oh, no, just mid-aired with Baxani.
No.
Who's on 16th, who's already in.
Oh.
He just took out, come on, Casper Skulls gets back up. That would have been a bad beat right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Casper Skulls had that elusive third lap in the bag. And Baxoni just about took it away.
Says nope.
And now this could be a victory lap for Casper Skulls. 53rd, that's with like 2 laps.
The
no.
98, damn.
I think we're
Crash flip.
just about out of battery.
Clock is still running. He's back up.
Come on. Oh, that battery.
Yeah, 299,
Come on.
293 on the lipo.
Ah,
Come
you're out of
on.
You're
here.
racing against the battery at this point. Look at it
2-1.
drawing.
No,
Jesus.
let's get that third lap.
That
Come
was
on, what's a
1-9
battery?
2-9 to 2-1 in a nanosecond.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Well, not the worst. He's going to be seated somewhere.
So, yeah. The 38 was legit from him, right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Fat Shark and was that a weBLEED pack?
Well, that is it for racing.
That was
And we get to
fantastic.
round out the night with some freestyle.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I just got to take a quick bathroom break, grab my Whoop stuff, and then I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the stream would love to see it.
All right.
Y'all will be back. Race band 1, 2, 6, or 8. 1, 2, 6, or 8, so we can watch it on the stream.
Dibs on 2.
He's on 2?
I'm on 2.
You're on 2?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Or am I on 1? Well, yeah. I'll
When you
I'll
power
move
on.
to 2, yeah.
What are you on? Yeah.
I'll be here now. I'll go to 6 then. All right. I'll be fine. I'll go to 6. Easy enough to change on HD0.
All right, don't go anywhere. If you're watching our live stream, we do have that freestyle showdown. Not a competition, a celebration. It is a competition. Bachgrinder says it's a competition. That is coming out to round out our live stream here tonight. Of course, all the digits are being tallied. Now they can hear me in the house. We have that freestyle celebration with Heads and Bachgrinder to round things out here tonight. Everyone hanging out in the chat. A lot of people in the chat that are Bachgrinder Friday night live stream fans. A lot of people that are hanging out as well with Heads on his 3 nights of live streaming as he flies those Boner FPV and Velocidrone freestyle tracks. And so that is going to be how we round out our live stream tonight. Seeing a little freestyle celebration. Slowpoke, you want to join us, Slowpoke, while we wait for some freestyle? Can you bring another mic up into the PA, Dougie? Dougie's working on it. Try that one. Does it go? It might be live stream only.
Check, check, check.
Yeah, it's live stream only. He's gonna. Dougie's working on another mic, maybe. X-Air. Are we working on an X-Air? Yep. See, he's listening. He's listening to live stream a little bit. So. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. There you go, Perry.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy.
Well, while we await Heads and Bachgrinder to get on channels and ready for our celebration of freestyle to round out a Saturday night, taking a look at that leaderboard, we got our hobbyist class, 49th and onwards, with your top qualifier, FPV Fritz, your second from top seed, Just Jay, that's my son Marshall.
Nice.
And Merman, Fiddy, Casper Skulls, Hyde FPV, Killer Cupcake, and Spare Parts Junior. That's going to be tomorrow morning.
That's making up our hobbyist class, right there,
That's
Scully?
hobbyist class with the top qualifier, FPV Fritz, and Just Jay racing in his first drone race as a second top seed in the hobbyist division.
He might podium.
Earlier,
He's progressing pretty quickly.
Today, Borg Slayer and Slowpoke were over my shoulder saying, your kid, Just Jay FPV, is probably going to beat us. Did you know that it took you about 3 qualifying rounds to get ahead of Just Jay?
Who, me?
You and Borg Slayer.
Yeah. Well,
But-
Borgsley is 133 there.
Yeah.
That was no good, bud.
It got scrapped.
I know it got scrapped.
But you did get ahead of Just Jay FPV. Slowpoke and Borg Slayer
Dude,
in our
that's a
sport.
rivalry right there. We've
guys-
been racing for years. He always thinks, oh, I'm going to beat Slowpoke because, he's such a whoop guy. And I whoop him at the 5-inch course every time.
Did I beat my 133 though?
Yeah, you beat your 133.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, talk about that
But you didn't beat me
that reunion.
at the end of the day.
You were like, dude, you're not gonna beat that though.
In our sport class division, we have Borg Slayer, we have Slowpoke.
Yo,
we have
yeah.
our top qualifier, Ethan FPV,
Oh, my God.
The
I'm going to have to
wizard-
race against Ethan?
and the Wizard of Gauze.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Listen to these guys.
Dude, I must be at the very bottom of that class, my dude.
Plus, well,
like,
you're
if I-
not at the bottom, but close.
Well, what? We got Borgsley at the very bottom there, I guess.
Well, there's Revision A, Facedon, Hooked FPV, it's AJ FPV, Bagzilla, Mr. Rabble, Steady Eddie, Metadad,
Dude, Bagzilla beat me.
Denmark,
Bagzilla beat me at the whoops.
Shaken Wood,
Power bottom, he says.
Sharp Turner,
Power bottom.
and Horny Corn in
All right,
our
so-
sport class division.
Horny Corn's the bottom of the sport class.
Yeah.
Jace isn't quite the bottom. You're not. Horny Corn is your power bottom.
All right, let's go to the bottoms to near the top. What about your pro division? Top
Oh, here we
qualifier
go.
in pro, 17th overall, Static.
Static.
He's got to be ecstatic to be in our pro division.
I bet. Top
Long-
qualifier in that is a good chance he might win it.
Yes, sir. But 6/hundredths of a second back in second, Tasty.
Ooh, Tasty and Fresh Bread behind him.
Fresh Bread, Diogits, Swifty FPV, Flight.
Diogits. So
Diogits.
I say Dio GTS.
Okay.
Like, I look at it like it's a, an M4 GTS model, you know what I mean? But it's Dio.
I have no idea to say it, but Jesse P said it.
Huh? Dio
You are-
GTS?
you are right.
Oh, I have it right.
You are right.
And is it after like some sort of car? Like, is it a? Yeah. It's okay. Yeah.
So Jesse P and I are wrong. Perry is right.
Yeah.
Dio GTS.
All right.
I think I used to say that till Jesse P tried to change my mind. Then you got Swifty FPV, Flightning, Mo, Flyaway, Itmom, Tudix, Blasta, along with FTW FPV Zero, Zotek in the Pro, Lambie, and Carlos FPV.
Carlos
the Pro division.
FPV is the power bottom there.
And then our top 16, back Sony, about 3 packs ago, broke the top 16,
buddy.
remained in 16. Canada in that number 16 spot, along with Ugellan in 15th, FPV Skittles in 14th, OG Dr. Love in 13th. Now we go to your top
Quite the
12,
elite
another
class so
Canuck,
far. Holy
Farmers
crap.
in 12, Benny Mac in 11th, Tweech in 10th as we go into that top 10, Chainsaw FPV in 9th, Rec in 8th, FPV Cam in 7th, EDOC, another Canuck from Edmonton, Western Canada, in the number 6 spot. Then to go, one of the beasts in the Northeast, Pino in 5th, Nightwing over to the West Coast, the Best Coast in 4th, AK from the Southwest in 3rd, Pork Chop from Canada in 2nd, and our top qualifier by 1.7 seconds, Neon FPV with his target on his back tomorrow. He is your top qualifier of our elite division.
All right, I just have to go back there for a minute. You said West Coast, the best coast?
Yeah.
You're saying that here in the Northeast?
What
What are you thinking, guy? Like,
I just listened to a lot of rap.
no
and
Bostonians came out to riot.
I just listened to a lot of rap, and
Okay.
it kind of seems like Tupac.
Tupac and
Biggie.
Biggie was East Coast.
Well, the East Coast is kind of nice too then.
Tupac and you had Dr. Dre out there and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Eminem came in with that group, even though he was from Michigan.
Like Izzle my nizzle.
Izzle my nizzle.
Everyone
Oof.
is great.
Everyone.
West and East.
Yeah.
Just don't mention North and South.
All the love.
Are we ready to freestyle?
Oh, it's freestyle time. Let's go.
Are you ready to see this?
I'm
Perry?
ready to see this, dude. What channel are we running on?
Oh, listen. Little California love.
Yeah? All right, who's going first?
We're going same time.
Same time. So
It's
is this
not
a
a
freestyle
competition.
battle?
No, it's a freestyle celebration.
A freestyle celebration.
Yes, sir.
And this is on the live stream still?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have just a DVR only, Dougie? I think they're going to be on channels 6 and 8, which I was going to put up on the top 2 of this DVR. Or you can hit your buttons.
This should be interesting. Freestyle exhibition. Yeah. I was trying to get him to battle there for a moment, but,
Hey, you say tomato, I say tomato.
All right.
You say exhibition, I say competition.
Yeah, all right.
Slowpoke, we've
I don't
learned a
know
lot
about
today.
You guys, but I'm competing,
Huh.
and I'm not even flying.
Are you ready to see some trippy spins?
I'm ready to see some trippy spins and Maddie stunts and
What about
Vanny rolls
I'm giving it more room.
and Maddie's boobs, or the PG version of it. That's Dutch 8, and then
don't
I'll
know.
just say boner over and over again in my video, even though I'm going to say it's PG. Boner
I got
FPV,
lost.
right? That's
still
the big
on-
track designer.
I'm still on Biggie East Coast.
Biggie.
Bog Grinder ready to fly.
Hey, we got my name
Oh.
up there still. Look at that.
You gonna keep that channel? Oh, you going to R6?
R6.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about. So Bach Rinder's going to be flying under the Slowpoke handle. That's
You can probably
that's my personal favorite because that's
pull
me.
the overlays. Can you?
Yeah, you want to do some overlays? Get Bach Rinder's name on there versus me.
I was
'Cause
just gonna pull the
dude, I'm not
overlays.
going to trippy spin like he does. I'll tell you what.
Well-
Like I can orbit.
Heads, Mr. Infinity Loop himself is on the right-hand side. He's the king of the trippy spin.
Yeah.
Yep.
This guy over here.
Yep.
Okay.
Right-hand side of the screen, left of you. There we go.
I'm ready to see it.
There's heads
Oh,
going to the
look
skies.
at that, dude. He's just looking at that chandelier and just
There's
Look
your
at he's like on a
trippy spin.
rail, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's fucking crazy.
yeah, it's wild.
It is wild.
Don't count out the bot. Bot man is with us.
Yeah,
Bot
Bot's
grinder
getting it.
on the left-hand side.
That's
Wow.
all right. We got some pretty good action going over here with the Matty flips and the trippy spins.
Bot grinder, first one to go outside of the course area as it's legal, as this is a freestyle
yeah.
celebration.
He's out there orbiting Hyde right now in the pits, getting gates to fly through.
Look at this.
Made out of nowhere.
Almost another battle race right there. We were talking with Bot Grinder. His start in drone racing was head-to-head racing in the battle race at Teal Drone Track at I.O.
Right.
Just
I
about
remember that.
took out heads.
I
right
remember
there.
that. Those teal drones were pretty fun.
In the pilot pits gate section. Look at Bot
Dude,
Grinder.
look at that.
Bot Grinder showing you some trippy
Oh,
spins
yeah,
and a
right
dive through the
through.
chandelier.
And not through the middle either. He went through the different layers of that chandelier.
Oh, down goes Bot Grinder, but he's going to crash flip up. Down, there's the
that's
announcer curse.
That's the announcer curse.
It's
We all
all right.
know about that in the racing side.
Heads crashed as well, but remember, it's not a competition. It's
No,
a celebration.
it's a celebration. Freestyle celebration. Because
This is sick regardless.
absolutely.
Oh, look at this.
Oh,
They fly together.
they
They're
fly
staying
together, they die together, and sometimes you got to wait for your buddy.
Just about dive together.
Oh,
there
we go. Look at lots of yaw on that.
Synchronized whoop freestyle.
That's pretty neat. Pretty neat, dude. Did you see that inverted yaw spin?
Yes,
on
sir.
a whoop, dude? That was funny.
Well, they talked about it all night long, and they got to show us as well. Thank you, Bot Grinder. Thank you, Heads.
That was awesome. Thank you, boys.
Mr. Infinity Whoop, Mr. Live Stream every Friday night as well. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us here tonight. Big day tomorrow, Perry.
Oh, absolutely, buddy. We got all the brackets running.
9
We got
a.m.
56 total pilots here registered. We're going to have to spend some time getting the brackets going.
Building those brackets. Everyone knows where they should be. And those final heat sheets will be made here in just a little bit.
Yep.
And then we're back just after 9 a.m. tomorrow.
That's
day
right.
Number 2, the 2024 weBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship here from the Craftsman Inn and Suites in Fanville, New York. Tomorrow morning, we will take this field to 56 down to our 2024 weBLEED Northeast Whoop Champion. Join us tomorrow, and we'll see you then. Have
It's going to
pleasant
be a
evening.
great day.
weBLEED! weBLEED FPV. Shop now. FPV whoop drones, whoop gates, and accessories. FPV swag. Join the adventure today. Only at weBLEEDFPV.com. weBLEED. weBLEED. We bleed!